baseball, few pitchers have been more successful than Pedro Martinez. It's a must-win today. He starts against Cleveland. Pedro Martinez, a three-time Cy Young Award winner, leading the American League in ERA 4 times. He has battled the curse of the Bambino in Boston with great pitching. The Bats have battled the curse this year by putting up the best offensive numbers in all of Major League Baseball. Yet there is no October for the Red Sox yet. The Cleveland Indians, a no-name team, beat them last night. Seattle and Oakland await the outcome of this game as the hunt for October continues. The Red Sox and the Indians. Welcome, everybody. This is the Jake in Cleveland. There's one more week of the regular season in Major League Baseball, and yet, who's going to go to the postseason? That question to be answered. The Red Sox, one of those in the chase, conclude this series against the Cleveland Indians. It's 1-1 in the first 2 games. The Yankees are going to win the East. The Red Sox are going to have to make it in the wild card. Seattle's the team they're battling with, a game and a half behind coming into this Sunday's baseball. With Jeff Brantley, I'm Gary Thorne. Welcome, everybody. Great to have you with us. What a beautiful day here in Cleveland for baseball, and what a vital game for the Red Sox, who blew one last night and send their ace to the mound today.
When you talk about vital game, you love having your #1 pitcher out there. They've got Pedro Martinez on the mound. Pedro has talked about pitching deeper into the ball games. He wants to finish what he starts. Well, when you start talking about pitching deep into the ball games, you start talking about pitch counts, 120, 130 pitches. That's not normally what Pedro does when he goes out there. If they're expecting Pedro to finish, keep away from that bullpen, it may get him to the promised land, but how much will that affect Pedro if they do get to the playoffs? How much will it affect him fatigue-wise when they get there?
And the question right now is, can they get there? So that, as you say, Jeff, is the issue today. They're trying to do it against an Indians team that on Friday night started a lineup of rookies, and the only guy they brought off the bench was a rookie. This is a young, rebuilding team.
It is a young, rebuilding team, and when you're a veteran pitcher like Pedro and you're facing a young club, you've got to establish strikes early in the ball game. I would imagine we're going to see Pedro pitch inside a little bit early, trying to intimidate these young hitters.
You see that the onslaught occurred late for Cleveland in the ball game last night against this Red Sox bullpen. A vital game for Red Sox coming up today. When we come back, it will be baseball on this Sunday. Nomar Garcia-Pera will be leading this tremendous offense of Boston. Ramirez is in the lineup as the DH. First pitch.
Unlike watery tasting like beer, Amstel Light makes your mouth water. Amstel Light, the beer drinkers like beer.
Okay, sir, here's your Avis care package with local information, traffic rules, and a map.
What would it be like if Avis didn't try harder?
Did Brad ask about me? Well,
Do you have a map?
I gave you a map. Uh-huh.
No, you didn't. I never.
Yes, I did.
I never got it.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Can I have another map?
No.
Okay. If we didn't try harder, we wouldn't be Avis. Thanks. Now rent 3 times and get a free weekend on us. Go to avis.com to find out more.
Denny's has 3 new complete breakfasts. Try the meat lovers with ham, sausage, and bacon. A country fried steak with hot biscuits. Or the savory smoked sausage breakfast. All 3 come with fluffy buttermilk pancakes for just $4.99. Denny's, a good place to sit and eat.
Looking to put more miles in your tank? All Shell gasolines are now specially formulated to give you better mileage, helping to take you farther.
I've made a lot of news on the baseball diamond, but if you want to find out about this diamond, you got to go talk to your doctor.
Ready to try Viagra for the first time? See your doctor and find out if a free sample is right for you.
My doctor says it's right for me. That's why I stay with it. For more information, go to Viagra.com.
With new Odor Eaters Plus. Odor Eaters Plus is the only insole with podiatric arch support plus protection on demand against odor and wetness.
I was nervous. I need to go to the men's room. You want to come with me? Sure. You're
hair looks great tonight.
Thanks, just got it done.
You're not a woman. Why use a woman's shampoo? Try new Suave for men. Works as good as her brand for half the price.
With today's fashions, if you're going to drink, drink responsibly. Great tasting, low calorie, low carb Amstel Light. The beer drinkers like beer.
Folks coming in because this is the final home game for the Cleveland Indians this season. They wrap it up on the road. So for the folks at the Jake, the last chance to see this young ball club that is in the rebuilding process, and a chance here in Cleveland to enjoy as beautiful a late summer day as you could hope for, because it is great. The Boston Red Sox, they know how important this final week is. The Indians take the field for Grady Little's team in his second season, .579 win percentage. But if he doesn't make the postseason this year, you can forget about all those other wins. It's what's going on right now that matters most around Boston. There's the starting lineup. All regulars in there, including some of the injured who are getting back. Nixon's back in the lineup. Johnny Damon's back in the lineup. Ramirez is going to be the DH today. Powerful offensive team.
You'd think, looking at that lineup, that the Red Sox would have no problem winning any ball game where they had a lead, especially playing a ball club like the Cleveland Indians. But where the problem lies with the Red Sox is once they get the lead, they can't hold it.
And Cleveland has thrown 3 youngsters against them in this series here in Cleveland.
And I think that's a big key that the Red Sox have to look at, especially early in this ball game. They haven't faced this young left-hander, and it's going to take him an inning or two if he throws strikes and keeps the ball down for them to be able to figure him out. He's going to have to pitch a great ball game because the kid on the other side, Pedro, look out.
So that sets the stage for this game. We will remind you throughout about the wild card race with Seattle just a game and a half behind. Seattle's going to be taking on Oakland later, a broadcast game that we will have here. Defensively, the Indians have struggled this year. They've been in the bottom third of the teams defensively in the league.
But you've got to expect that they would struggle a little bit simply because they're so young, and young players are going to make mistakes. The one thing that if you're Eric Wedge, the manager of the Cleveland Indians, you want to see some progress as the season moves along. And I think that you're going to have errors, you're going to have base running mistakes, you're going to have problems at the plate, but as long as you see progress, that's what you want if you're in the front office for the Cleveland Indians or sitting on the bench watching this every day.
And they believe they have seen progress with this team. First season as the Indians manager, it has been a struggle. They are 19 games out right now, and they are at the low point of the season as far as games below 500, despite the win they picked up last night. We are ready to go as the Red Sox continue their run for October. Back in the lineup, Damon making the start in center field. First pitch to him is taken inside from the left-hander, and we are underway. Johnny Damon has had a fine year over the last week. The Red Sox have had some injuries that have taken a couple of their regulars out of the lineup. Johnny Damon has been one of those. He gets back in to this lineup from an abdominal strain. He has missed the last 4 games for Boston.
You like to have Johnny Damon in there, not only because of his speed in center field and his ability to catch the baseball, but just the pressure that he puts on the defense at the top of the lineup. He's got some speed. You've got to make plays in the infield when he hits the ball on the ground.
Damon will take that pitch from the left-hander inside, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. 25 years old, Cliff Lee's 3-1. What a season he has had. He's been everywhere from the hospital room to A-ball to Triple-A, back again to Buffalo, and then twice up to the majors. So he has literally been all over the place physically. And when it comes to his pitching style, that is also their biggest concern, that he's all over the place. 3-2 delivery hit in the air to right. Escobar's there. Damon retired on a 3-2 pitch.
It's one thing for a young pitcher to be effectively wild if you can get pitches in the strike zone and make veteran hitters chase. But if you can't get the ball around the strike zone consistently, a ball club like the Boston Red Sox will just wear you out. They're going to get a pitch that they know that they can hit.
Red Sox have hit .290 against left-handers and .290 against right-handers. Can't be much more even than that. Nomar Garciaparra has been moved up into that number 2 spot after he had been struggling at the plate. Little likes him there, so he's left him. This is into the Bermuda Triangle, and Escobar comes over and hauls it in. One pitch. And Noma is retired.
One thing that amazes me about Garciaparra, it doesn't matter if it's a rookie pitcher or a guy that he's faced 50 times. He wants to hit early in the count. If it's close, I'm hacking. Of course, everybody swings at that ball right down the middle. You can't take that one anytime.
You made your mind up on that one before it's thrown. So Little's got a couple of outs here, facing the Red Sox for the first time in his young career. 2 down, nobody on. Here's Walker. 0 for 3 in this series. Todd Walker, second base for the Red Sox. He has struggled against left-handers this year, hitting only .237. .298 against right-handers. Red Sox could be a little susceptible to a left-hander who's got control. Could put the ball over the plate, keep these left-handed hitters from getting their arms out. That one hit in the air again. Right field. Escobar's had them all. He's under it, shades his eyes. 3 putouts for the right fielder. So a nice start for Cliff Little. Pedro Martinez gets set to go to work for Boston.
Welcome back to NFL football on Parade.
Boomer, we've seen a lot of great moments in this parade, but how about that entrance by Barry Sanders?
Amazing. Let's take another look. Barry Sanders around the corner. Check out the move he puts on that puppy. Then a patented 360. He cuts back inside the last dog, uses that great explosive speed. He's gone.
Another great highlight of Barry Sanders.
NFL Prime Time, presented by Miller Lite, Sundays at 7:30 on ESPN.
The Hyundai Accent. The only car in its class with the added safety of standard front side impact airbags. 29 miles per gallon in the city, 33 on the highway. And only the Accent is protected by America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. Looks like you win. Test drive the Hyundai Accent, nicely equipped for just $95.39 at your Hyundai dealer. Don't waste money on a lease. Own a 2003 Accent for just $139 a month through September 30th at your Hyundai dealer.
For over 40 years, we've been the smart choice for vehicle protection. But today, Z-Bart is a whole lot more. From our antibacterial interior detailing, patented diamond gloss paint protection, and professional window tinting, to car and truck accessories, including sprayed-on bed liners and remote starters.
Right now, save $100 on Z-Bart's total protection package.
Z-Bart. That's smart.
Check your local Yellow Pages for a dealer near you.
Indians will get their look at Pedro Martinez for the first time this year in this game. In a sense, they've got to be pleased with that. You only have to face him once. A very young lineup. We will tell you about these players for the Cleveland Indians as we go about this game today, because for a lot of baseball fans, it's a look at who are these guys.
Young lineup could be very dangerous. I know when you're a veteran pitcher and you go down on your rehab assignment, you're facing hitters in AA or in A-ball, you come back and you just get racked up simply because the old saying is you can't set up a AA hitter. They're just up there swinging, and I'm gonna bet you're going to see a lot of swings from this Cleveland Indian lineup trying to get after Pedro Martinez, but he is one of the best.
Magnificent numbers for him. He leads the league again in ERA 2.34. The American League ERA leader on 4 previous occasions. He could do it for the 5th time. Chris takes a strike on the outside corner. Coco Chris leading it off. A fine season for that .277 batting average that he's put up for the Indians. Off-speed delivery, strike 2. You've got to believe Martinez, Jeff, is going to challenge this lineup. No reason not to.
I think that he is. I think if the Indians want to beat Pedro today, they better do it early in this ball game, because he gets stronger as the game goes on, gets his arm loose.
See you later. 3 pitches and a strikeout. 194 in the year now for Martinez. Middle of the pack defensively for this Red Sox lineup.
Well, it's nice if you're a Red Sox fan, to see Trot Nixon back out there in right field. This guy can cover some ground. I love to watch him play. It seems like every effort is 100%, trying, diving, running, whatever, to catch the baseball.
Blake will get a shot at it now. A lot of sun out there today. You saw Escobar making some catches out there, putting his glove up in order to see the baseball. Blake, the 29-year-old out of Des Moines, Iowa. He's been around the Pro Ball circuit since '96. They've been with Toronto originally in the organization. He's played with the Twins, the Orioles, and now here in Cleveland. Coming into the season, though, in those 7 years prior to this, he played in only 49 Major League Baseball games. Outside corner strike. 2-2.
What amazes me about Pedro is he uses all different speeds in his delivery, whether it's a 92-mile-an-hour heater or 81-mile-an-hour, almost like a BP fastball, just changing speeds constantly.
Just got that one off the end of the bat on a breaking ball, off speed. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Curveball from Pedro. Can't tell what pitch he's throwing from his arm slot.
Foul back up onto the screen. Brady Little got asked a lot of questions today about the use of Martinez for the coming week. Would he throw him on 3 days rest? He said, we'll wait and see what happens in the game, but we are not going to foreclose that option. We need him this week. And he gets his second strikeout. 2 down.
It's very difficult as a hitter, especially a young hitter, to make an adjustment from an 81, 82-mile-an-hour BP fastball to this fastball here. This ball looks like it's right down the middle, but it gets on you so quick. A lot of explosion at the end of that pitch. And after seeing pitches that are 81, 82, and all of a sudden you see an 89, 90, it's in the mitt before you get a chance to swing.
2 down with strikeouts. Rookie of the Year candidate, Jody Garrett, takes the pitch inside for a ball. Garrett has had a marvelous year, and he is up among the rookie leaders in just about every offensive category in the American League. He's taken outside as Martinez falls behind on him 2-0. How much attention he will get for Rookie of the Year remains to be seen. Second in RBI slugging, tied for first in homers. When you're with a ball club like Cleveland that has lost 89 games, it's tough to get attention.
Well, it is difficult to get attention, but if anybody's going to get it, this guy has gotten it. He has really impressed a whole lot of folks with his play.
4 pitches. Oh, sorry. Thought he had a walk on that one. He did not. 3 ball, 1 strike count. Martinez, 3 consecutive out of the strike zone after he struck out the first 2. 3-1 delivery. That's foul back and a full count. Little was funny today talking about Martinez. He said, look, what we really need is for him to pitch 4 games this week. That ain't going to happen. So will I use him out of the bullpen? Will I use him on 3 days rest? Yeah, I might. I mean, we got to win. We'll just have to wait and see what the situation is and how Pedro feels. He's had that bad back problem this season that kept him out some games. That one taken to the gap, left center field, way back off the warning track and off the wall. He's on his way to second base, and that'll be a stand-up double. That is a pretty swing, is it not? 31 two-baggers on the year.
I can assure you that Pedro will be logging this swing right here in his memory. You can see Garrett with his head out over the plate, shoulder closed on the front side. Pedro's going to get him with some inside pitches in his next AB and try to get him to chase that change off the plate. I can assure you Pedro is not real comfortable with guys hitting the ball off the wall off of him.
Yeah.
Especially young hitters.
RBI chance with 2 down now. Here's Escobar, the cleanup batter. Alex Escobar, the right fielder. First ball hitting right field. Nixon over. He's got it lined up and makes the play. So no runs, a double. Runner left on at second. We've completed 1 after Jake. No score.
It's the winning season for the Hyundai Santa Fe. One of the fastest growing SUVs in its class. Protected by America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. $1,300 less than a Ford Escape when comparably equipped. And now get an extra $1,000 cash back. The Hyundai Santa Fe starting at just $17,634 after $1,000 cash back. You're the winner at the Hyundai Winning Season Clearance. Going on now at your Hyundai dealer.
After a messy engine job, Jerry and I decided to clean the garage floor. It had years of grease, tar, and oil, so I pour on Grease Magnet. I gave it a good scrub, and the results were amazing. At home, I used it on my driveway, the greasy stone and terrazzo floors, even on our pool deck. I should have never let my wife read the label.
Grease Magnet, great for grease and tar.
from CLR.
CLR grease magnet is available at
The Polaris Ranger. It outruns, outhauls, outpulls, outhunts, and outrides all other off-road utility vehicles out there. Independent tests prove it. Polaris Ranger is the hardest working, smoothest riding off-road utility vehicle you can buy. See for yourself. Call 1-800-POLARIS for your nearest Ranger dealer.
Hey, fish stick, your SUV's pretty tough, right? Not when friction takes over, pal. Friction and heat cause stress and wear, which over time can make that little dinghy seem a lot heavier. Nice shooting, Tex. You need Quaker State 4x4 and SUV synthetic blend. It's proven to reduce friction and deliver superior performance under high stress and heat. One word, pal. Carpool. Quaker State. The power to reduce friction. Don't make me send you the lab results.
When I wear black, even a little dandruff shows. My old dandruff shampoo just wasn't cutting it. So I switched to Selsun Blue Moisturizing Shampoo. Doctor recommended for flakes and itch with aloe and moisturizers for healthier hair and scalp. Never wear black without the blue. Selsun Blue.
Real fine crowd on hand here at the Jake for this final home game for the Indians. Cliff Lee goes back to work, and Ramirez is at the plate, the former Cleveland Indian, who had so many great years here. He's having another one right now. Third in average, but he's got a real shot at a batting title again. Takes that pitch up high. For Ramirez, question of whether or not he's going to be able to catch his teammate in the average department. Fastball is taken for a strike. He has had a red-hot bat, one of the hottest bats in the lineup. Bill Miller right now leads the league in hitting with Derek Jeter second and Ramirez third. Ramirez is only a point behind Jeter, 7 behind Bill Miller.
How about the season both of these guys are having? Bill Miller switch hitting, being able to hit the ball as well as he has, and Ramirez in the middle of that lineup. You could go up and down this lineup, but everybody could hit in a different. They're interchangeable. It's amazing.
They have been one of the most potent offenses in recent memory in Major League Baseball. 2-2 delivery to him. Ramirez takes the breaking ball, just missed inside. And a 3-ball, 2-strike count.
Manny is so quiet with his hands. He very rarely does he let his body slide forward or let those hands slide forward. I love to watch him when he takes the pitches, especially on the breaking balls. Very smooth.
Good pitch. Lee, foul tip held onto by Martinez. First strikeout for Cliff Lee.
Manny recognized this as a fastball. It's a cutter down and in, and he just swings right over the top of it. And as a viewer, you don't see this ball break very much, so it almost looks like a fastball that he just threw down. That ball is actually breaking, and if you can't see it on the camera, well, guess what? Neither can Manny.
Good pitch made by Lee. That's an unhittable spot right there. Pitch is taken up high for a ball. Kevin Millar at the plate. Millar's gone 3 for 8 in this series. Millar getting the start at first base in today's game. 1-0 delivery. Check swing, misses inside. 1-1. He's not missing by much either on those inside pitches.
Left-hander just cutting that ball a little bit in on these right-handed hitters, trying to jam it.
That one hit in the air, but foul. That'll take the count to a 2-ball, 1-strike count.
If you're going to pitch in there, you've got to run the ball in there, especially with some of these right-handers that the Red Sox have. But the biggest key for Lee is not going to be the pitch inside. It's going to be how he handles the away part of the plate to the righties.
Foul that back. Millar's had about 20 points better against the left-handers than the right-handers this year as far as his average is concerned. The Red Sox, a devastating loss last night. They had jumped out on Cleveland early, 4 runs up, 4-1, and then it all fell apart. Base hit. So Millar is on. Scott and Rob are in the studio. Let's see what's going on, gentlemen.
Okay, Gary, the Braves are feeling chipper early on against the Marlins. First inning, runners at the corners, and Jones stroking it. That'll stay in the yard.
Still playing for home field advantage throughout the playoffs, Scott, and that's the thing. You know, the season's never over, even if you're going to the playoffs.
It's a sac fly for Call Scores, and the Braves have a 1-0 lead. Now back to...
And what a race going on in the hunt for October in the National League wild card, where the Marlins now have a half-game lead over the Phillies. Marlins won last night in extra innings. Phillies lost their ball game. Boy, and only one more week left to go.
Coming down to the last day.
Gotta love it, don't you?
Down the stretch we go.
Wow.
You love it. This is what it's about. Yeah. This is September. This is the hunt for October. This is awesome.
Runner on at first base, one away. League's leading hitter. Takes that pitch up high. And a 2-0 count. What a season he has had this year. Switch hitter, 303 right, 345 batting left-handed. He's put the long ball up 19 times, 11 of those from the left side of the plate. And that pitch by Lee misses, and it's 3-0 on Miller.
Gary, you were mentioning the loss from last night. This Boston Red Sox club has so many veterans, and I think as a veteran player, when you lose a ball game like that you're winning, I think it does affect you, but that's why you step up the next day and make sure it doesn't happen again.
Strike taken on the outside corner. They ended up losing it 13-4. And again, it was the bullpen that got devastated. It has been the problem all year for the Red Sox. They started with a bullpen by committee. It failed. Byung-Hyun Kim became the closer. Didn't get it done. They're back to bullpen by committee. Brady Little was so exasperated by all that's been written about it. Talking to the writers before the game today, he said, maybe you guys could write about Ramirez and the years he had here in Cleveland. And then kind of under his breath, he goes, have you got any room left after talking about our bullpen? I mean, he's really frustrated by it and frustrated by the attention it's getting because it's not getting the job done. What a throw to first. How about that?
That's the attention that you do get when your bullpen fails. But if you bring a reliever in every single time and put him in a position where there are runners in scoring position, second and third, first and second, if you wait till the momentum has already got to your club and then you bring somebody in the ball game, the percentages are going to lean towards them failing much more than if you bring them in to start the inning where they have to clean up their own mess.
Bullpen is next to last in the American League in ERA. Millard, first base, 3-ball, 2-strike count on Bill Miller. Runner goes, and another walk. Our first walk on the high fastball. So runners on first and second for Boston now here in the second inning with one down. Derek Lowe was the man who last night some of the people in the press box were already laying bets down on whether he was going to pitch a no-hitter. And then the whole thing just fell apart on him, and he ended up taking the loss in the game.
Gets into that seventh inning, and then everything fell apart. Once you see as a manager that things are starting to unravel, get your starter out of the game and get the bullpen in there. Don't wait until it's bases loaded and no outs and he's given up 3 or 4 runs. I just don't think you do it that way.
Jason Varitek now with 2 on and 1 down. Red Sox with a chance here against the left-hander outside for a ball.
Gary, if you're going to win in this league, you better learn how to manage the bullpen. There are no complete games. There are no Sandy Koufaxes out there anymore. You better find out how to get from the 6th to the 9th.
And that the Red Sox have not been able to get done this year. It's ironic because the Red Sox made news in spring training when they hired Bill James, a statistician, to work in the front office. And all of the talk that James had written about for years, bullpen by committee, the Red Sox adopted it because their GM is one of the guys who believes in that. And that didn't work. It just totally fell apart. A lot of the Red Sox players very upset they even started that way. Then they got Byung-Hyun Kim and thought that he was going to be able to take over the role of closer, and that didn't happen, and now they're just kind of lost. I mean, they're doing it right now day to day.
Stats are just another way to measure what you think somebody is going to do. That's why we play the games. If we came into this season and you said, okay, the Red Sox are always going to beat the Cleveland Indians, well, guess what? It don't happen. That's why you play the games, and that's why you put the uniform on. You measure the game by statistics. You're making a big mistake, pal.
And that's what the Red Sox may or may not have done. It's a strike on the inside corner. Lee has come up with a couple of clutch pitches in this inning. Varitek goes down. 2 strikeouts for Cliff Lee.
Another cutter tries to start the ball middle of the plate and breaks it to the inside corner, and Varitek just gives up on it, thinking the ball's going to break off the plate. It stays right on the inside half.
So Lee's got 2 down, 2 on. And that will bring up Trot Nixon. Nixon had missed 10 consecutive games, got back in the lineup last night and hit a home run. He had been out, one of the injured players we were talking about. He's got runners on at first and second base with 2 down. And the left-hander takes it for a strike.
You know, Gary, you start talking about statistics, you get me wired up a little bit, because I think that games are won and lost by emotion, physical ability, and guile when you're out on the field. And I don't know of any of those that have to do with statistics.
Yeah, I'm a little more tolerant, I guess, than you are of those. I mean, going to Moneyball, the book, and what it talked about, I believe that on the long course, there are things you can learn from statistics that you need to do in order to win. I think there are numbers that tell you things, but
they lie.
Well, they lie. They can also lie, and they don't prove true in every game, and Billy Beane is the first to admit that. He being the one who has emphasized the numbers. Billy Beane has said that the numbers we use are for the long course, not for the short course, not for postseason.
Well, I can give you my statistics: 5'10", 175. You'll never pitch in college. You'll never pitch in the big leagues.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Yeah. I understand. I agree with that. I just think it's smart business to look at those things you can learn from numbers and use them.
Right.
But don't get stuck with it. Don't think that's the answer.
They are not the answer.
They are not the answer.
They are a useful tool in evaluating player talent.
Yep. Outside with it. Try Nixon. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Nixon trying to get the Red Sox on the board with runners on at first and second base. He's been one of their big leaders offensively. 307 with runners in scoring position. This is a Red Sox team that's hitting an unheard of 294 with runners in scoring position as a team. I mean, anytime you get close to 300 in that department, you've got some offense. That one is popped up shortstop. Geraldo has it, and that's going to do it. Red Sox get a hit. They leave 2 on. Pedro's going back.
Never know what kind of never-ending pasta bowls again. I always get the penny with the Alfredo sauce. Or the linguine.
With the meat sauce?
Spaghetti.
Marinara.
Capellini.
Yeah, with pesto.
Fettuccine.
Alfredo.
More penne.
With the...
That's right. You guys played tennis today?
Olive Garden's never-ending pasta bowl, just $7.95. Pick one combination of sauce and pasta, then another. Have all you want, plus all the salad and breadsticks. Go ahead, choose creatively, eat generously.
Good sir.
Wonderful.
When Jeff and Sharon's baby arrived, they knew their needs would change overnight.
We need a bigger house, maybe a minivan. And what about college?
What they didn't know was I could help.
Now the same State Farm agent who helped you plan for just in case can help you with what could be. With auto loans, mortgages, even college funding.
Minivan.
For help with banking, insurance, and investing, talk to your agent today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For the best protection against water damage, one name says it all. Thompson's Water Seal, wood protector plus waterproofer for the highest level of water protection guaranteed. Thompson's Water Seal and New Advance, the most powerful protection against water damage.
College football fans, Singular Wireless gives you a chance to win a trip to a BCS game or thousands of prizes. With your Singular Wireless phone, send a text message to 42663 and play the Singular Text Challenge. Or log on to ESPN.com/Singular. Enter now.
Hunt for October continues here at the Jake in Cleveland with the Red Sox and Indians no score. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Ben Brossard will be leading it off for the Indians. The left-hander who's called up from their AAA ball club in Buffalo, as so many of these players were in the course of the year. He came back relatively early on May 13. Starts him up with an off-speed pitch.
Broussard and Travis Hafner, who also plays first base, both of these guys had tremendous springs. It's kind of difficult to figure out who you're going to keep on the club.
Sard fouls that one into the seats. Well, for the Indians, it's nice to have those kind of questions at any position, is it not?
At this point, they've got them both here. One playing first base, one DHing, going back and forth. But they're two big left-handed power hitters who hit the ball a long way.
There goes the bat as he had to reach for that one. Martinez set him up by working inside on the start of the at-bat, and a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
Well, that's what I love watching Pedro. It's very similar to watching Greg Maddux. Flip that breaking ball on the inside, let you open the hips, and see those hips open too early. That's just a mediocre fastball, 88 miles an hour on the outside part of the plate. Broussard wants to hit Pedro so bad he can't stand.
1-2 delivery, another breaking ball that comes inside to him, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Gary, you were talking about the Red Sox hitting well with runners in scoring position, and I think that's veteran experience, and that's what you don't have on this Indian ball club, and that's why you see the swings that we'll see today off Pedro. They want it too bad.
Broussard on the off-speed pitch is down. That is the 3rd strikeout picked up by Martinez in the game. He's now got 196.
Changeup from Pedro. This pitch looks like it's right down the middle. You see the hips open. You see his head fly out to right field. His eyes get real big thinking, I got him. He got nothing.
Martinez looking for that 200th strikeout. Should get it today. It'll be his 7th career 200 strikeout season. The Indians go back talking about what they're seeing and what they got to do the next time around. Victor Martinez. Martinez laces that one, but an atom ball. Nixon is there, 2 down.
The problem with going back into that dugout is all of the hitters are talking about, well, that changeup was so good, that breaking ball. Did you see that fastball ran back to the inside corner? Well, all of a sudden, as a young player, you start psyching each other out. The next thing you know, Pedro, he didn't even have to do anything to get you out. You get yourself out before you get to the on-deck circle.
I think every pitch was good. Every pitch was great. 2 down, nobody on. Travis Hafner takes a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. He's the DH in this ball game for the Indians. You'll see some of these young Cleveland hitters learn in this game about stepping out against Martinez. Martinez, when he gets rolling, it's almost quick pitching. He loves to get the ball back and deliver.
Well, he capitalizes on the young Cleveland Indians' adrenaline. He works quick because he knows they want to get in there and hit.
Fouls that one back in an 0-2. Count continues. He is number 1 in ERA, the lowest opponent's batting average. The strikeout department, number 1.
This key down here in the bottom, missed 5 starts. Health problems. He also lost 5 starts, or should I say the bullpen lost 5 starts when he came out of the game winning. How good will those stats be otherwise in the win column?
And how important would those W's have looked if he'd been able to do what he normally does in those games that he missed because of the injury and because of the bullpen. Red Sox record when he's pitched 16-11. It should be better. And obviously at this point, any of those wins would have been enormous. 1-2 delivery on the way, loop to left field for a base hit. Hefner gets his single off Martinez. It comes with 2 down.
That shows you the strength of Travis Hafner. He gets his hips open. Pedro gets the ball away from him, and he just flips it out there. That's what you see in a big power hitter. That's why you don't want to let them get their arms extended. He hits that ball with one hand. You see the flex on that left bicep when he starts to flip that ball out there. Shows you how strong this guy is.
Second hit, both of them have come with 2 down in this ball game off Martinez. Peralta now at the plate. Takes the pitch outside, starting these hitters out this inning with off-speed deliveries. Another one of the young players on this Cleveland team getting a chance to play early at the major league level in light of just an unbelievable number of injuries to the Cleveland Indians this season. Jelly roll in the knees on that one.
Pedro's got a great game plan, but he also can revise it midstream. And you can see he's got a runner in scoring position. This is not a 2-strike breaking ball. This is a 1-0 breaking ball. He knows that Peralta is looking for a fastball to try to hit out so he can call his mom. Flips that breaking ball up there, and he just paralyzes.
1-1 delivery. And he'll foul that one back. 1-ball, 2-strike count now on Peralta. With a runner at first base and 2 down.
Everybody wants to hit Pedro, so you're going to make that phone call home after the game. God, did you see the game today?
It's great what you were talking about that. 21 years old. He's the youngest position player right now in the American League at the age of 21. 1-2 delivery to him with a runner going. And he's gone. Needed a very tall ladder on that one. Jeff, I don't think he's going to call home on that swing. No.
Another pure performance from Purolator.
Every 3,000 miles, my blood starts a flowing. Underneath the car is where I'll be going. With the twist of the filter, dirt disappears, giving my hatchback a couple more gears. You keep my oil shining like the sun. You're sweeter to me than an old honey bun.
For performance that'll inspire any do-it-yourselfer, put on a Purolator. Now at Pep Boys, get up to $2 off the purchase of 2 Premium Plus oil filters.
I dare you to let anyone get close to you. Dare.
Head & Shoulders Shampoo. It goes directly to the scalp to help stop flakes before they start and conditions better for hair that looks and feels beautiful.
Do you dare?
Head & Shoulders Shampoo. Unbeatable daily dandruff protection. Unbelievably beautiful hair. Also try Head & Shoulders Dandruff Conditioner.
I'm David Hastings for Hastings & Hastings, the Discount Accident Lawyers. If you've been injured in an accident, the law firm you hire makes the difference. Will the law firm give you full service? We do. We find doctors who will wait for payment. We assist with rental cars, and we provide certified specialists. Will the law firm charge you fees of 1/3 or more? Not Hastings & Hastings. You'll be charged our discount fee. You can call us for free. Find us on the back cover of the Phoenix Yellow Pages. Discount fees for accident victims. It's about time.
You're more than a friend. You're my perfect lover. I'm gonna make you love me. I'm gonna dry your tears. And we're gonna stay together for a million.
Polo Blue by Ralph Lauren, a fragrance for men. This new classic collection, $107 value, is now yours for only $59.50. Available at Dillard's.
All right, the Yankees are on the board in Tampa with a runner at first. Hideki Matsui stroking it.
Well, they're playing him to left center field, and he just pulls it back across a little bit, gets a triple.
Somebody didn't read a scouting report. RBI number 105 for Matsui. It's 1-0 Yanks.
Yankees on the verge of clinching yet another title. And the Yankees putting up the best numbers in that win column so far. They're going after 97. The Red Sox are not going to catch them. The wild card's the issue for Boston, with Seattle a game and a half out. Coming up later after our game today, Seattle and Oakland, who are battling for the postseason for both the Western Division title and or the wild card spot.
Let's see. Should I want to play the Indians or should I want to play the A's? What do you think? What do you think about that? Cleveland.
Pretty good guess on that one. 2 ball, 1 strikeout. Cliff Lee has walked 1 and struck out 2. Gabe Kapler, 3 for 8 in the series. Kapler has done a fantastic job in the last 2 weeks with the injuries to Trot Nixon and Johnny Damon. He has come on to play, and he's hit .345 in 9 starts, while those other players were out and injured. And strike 3 called, and I just think he wasn't in agreement with the home plate umpire. Just a guess?
I don't know that I've ever seen a hitter in agreement with the home plate umpire when he rings it up for strike 3. It's like we were talking about last week. You ever see a hitter turn around and say,
nice call.
Hey, nice call right there. Ring me up. Oh, beautiful. Not happening.
You're right. It doesn't happen. So he'll question that, but back in the dugout. Top of the order. Johnny Damon up, flied up to right field, his first time at the plate. Lee, 3 wins, 1 loss. The left-hander for Cleveland has not had a decision in his last 3 starts. He's coming off a 7-inning performance, giving up just 5 hits in the ball game against Minnesota in his last outing. There's a check swing that went through on that one.
Johnny Damon can hit the ball out of the ballpark, and he's a very fast runner. I would love to see him put the ball down a little bit more. And when I say down, I'm talking about bunting the ball.
That one is popped up second base. Phillips puts it away. Lee rolling along. Don't forget, more baseball. ESPN2's got it 4 o'clock following our game. The American League West. It'll be the A's taking on the Mariners. A's leading in that division by 3 games. 7:30 tonight. A-Rod leading the majors and homers and the Rangers. That's coming up on ESPN2 as well. 2 down. Bases empty. Light breeze blowing out towards left field. Temperatures about 70 degrees. Again, first ball hitting. Garcia Perez out. He's had 2 swings. He is flied to right and grounded out to short. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, no score.
It's Tuesday on Playmakers. They're devastated.
Told me ACL again, didn't you?
You got it. It's what you deserve.
You got a problem? I know what you did.
And they've got 20 minutes to pull it all together. Playmakers, the hit series continues this Tuesday, 9 p.m. on ESPN.
It's one of the best times to buy the best ATVs on earth. During the Honda 03 clearance event. Get a straight deal on every new Honda ATV in stock with 0 down payment and fixed 4.9% APR for up to 60 months. And get a low fixed APR on any new motorcycle. The Honda 03 clearance event. When we clear out, you clean up.
Let's see what we got today. Where's the jersey? There's the jersey. You've been outbid. I've been outbid. Yeah. That's it. I'm switching to Earthlink.
Speed up your internet with new Earthlink Accelerator. Web pages load up to 5 times faster than regular dial-up, and you don't need new hardware. Call 1-800-EARTHLINK and get 6 months of dial-up service featuring Earthlink Accelerator at half price. Move to Earthlink. It revolves around you.
All I want is a room somewhere, a nice hello, not a questionnaire, and a great breakfast on the house. Uncle calls, no charge, thank you, and someone who calls me by name and says,
"Hey, Mr. Jensen, you missed a button there." At Hampton Inn, you got it, Mr. Jensen. From folks who'll do everything to make you feel refreshed, completely loverly, utterly satisfied. We love having you here.
Oh, wouldn't it be lovely?
Everybody's trying to knock us off. It's us versus them. We must protect. Will you protect this house? I will. We must protect this house.
Brandon Phillips leads it off, and he takes a breaking ball outside for ball 1. As Cleveland bats here in a scoreless game, bottom of the 3rd inning. Phillips, the second baseman, batting in the 9th spot. Crisp and Blake to follow. To short, Garcia Perez got it. Phillips is retired. 1 down. Nomar didn't even have to move on that one. Fans on hand here at the Jake today. Such a great ballpark to come and enjoy a ball game as a fan, and I've got to believe as a player to come and play. It's just a great yard, one of the great new era ballparks. Coco Chris called out on strikes his first time up, takes the pitch inside for a ball.
I'm impressed with the press box.
Well, the press box.
Never been up here before.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
You actually have room here to work, which is
nice view.
Which is a great view, looking back out onto downtown Cleveland. Chris, not on that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. You're looking back towards Center City here in Cleveland, and this park is right downtown, walkable to all the restaurants here in the city. That one to center field, off the end of the bat. Damon, glasses down. Let's check in with Scott and Rob. Gentlemen.
All right, the Phils trying to retake that wild card lead. They're taking on the Reds. First inning, runners on the corners for Sean Casey, and gets just enough of it. Rollins can't make a play. Ryan Friel in to make it 1-0.
One of the only guys from the opening day lineup still playing for the Reds.
You need your program in Cincy. We now get you back to Cleveland, Gary and Jeff.
And I'll tell you the same thing here when you're looking at the Cleveland Indians. Their starting lineup, the top 5 in their starting lineup are no longer here from the one that was on opening day. That hunt there has the Marlins leading the Phillies. Cubs are 2.5 games out. Dodgers lost last night, so they are 3.5 behind.
The Cubs are battling, I believe, more so for that Central crown than they are with the Phillies and the Marlins, even though they are 2.5 back. Their schedule is much easier than the Astros down the stretch.
And the Cubs are only a game and a half behind in the division race against Houston.
Houston has got to play San Francisco, and they've got to play St. Louis, I believe, in St. Louis. And that's no easy task anytime, September or April.
Casey Blake fouls that one back. He struck out his first time up. 1 ball, 2 strike count on him. A great final week of action in both the American and National Leagues. In the hunt for who goes to October. Martinez walked none, struck out 4. Breaking ball misses outside, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
All of these Cleveland hitters coming up, and we saw Coco Crisp with that swing that he's expecting the ball to be somewhere. He swings somewhere else. Very unsure, all of them, of what they're doing when they're facing a guy like Pedro Martinez.
2-2 delivery, foul tipped, held on to. So he's up to 5 strikeouts in the ball game through 3 scoreless.
There's a fine line between pleasure and pain. Your muscles will let you know when you've crossed it. Introducing new 8-Hour from Tylenol with 2 layers. One that's fast, one that lasts. All day, 1 dose. New 8-Hour from Tylenol. Because when you push your muscles this hard, you're going to need pain relief that lasts this long. 8-Hour. It's the new Tylenol for muscle pain.
What you got there? It's a McGriddle sandwich from McDonald's. What's in it? It's good. It's like a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. Except it's got these 2 griddle cakes with the taste of maple syrup inside. That's bizarre. Then again, it's not that bizarre.
New McGriddles. Bizarre, but yummy.
That is sweet. My pride and joy.
It looks new.
Like right out of the showroom.
Oh, that is one great looking.
Whoa, hold on, honey. I'm showing Tom the floor. Nice floor, Joan.
Make your garage floor the envy of the neighborhood. You can do it yourself with Rust-Oleum Epoxy Shield Garage Floor Coating. After prep, you're ready to go. Simple as painting a wall. Easy to clean and resist chipping and peeling. This all-inclusive kit is available at home centers, hardware stores, and automotive retailers near you.
Oh, what a floor. Look how the moon reflects off it.
Oh, beautiful.
Huh?
Hey, guys. Hey, what's up, man? Well? Well, what? Forget it. What's the matter? I can't believe I changed my hair and you guys don't even notice.
You're not a woman. Why use a woman's gel? Try new Suave for Men. Works as good as her brand for half the price.
A lot of youngsters on hand here for this game. A lot of Red Sox fans are on hand for this game. Easier this year to get tickets here in Cleveland at the Jake than at Fenway Park in Boston. There are a lot of them around town with youngsters, families on hand. Walker leads it off. 0-1 delivery, and Todd Walker takes that on the bounce down low. Walker's 0 for 4 in the series against the Indians, having started 2 of the games. He flied out to right field his first time up. So far, this left-hander Cliff Lee walking 1, striking out 3, and holding the Red Sox to 1 hit and 1 hit batter. Walker's on, leading off the 4th inning.
Just doesn't get his fingers through that cutter quite enough. Leaves it right on the shoulder of Todd Walker. You can see Willis talking to him about keeping that front shoulder closed. Gives him time to get his arm up in the power position to throw. And right there, that's exactly what Willis is talking about. You don't get that hip closed and get your shoulder closed. You're going to release the ball a little bit early. That's exactly what happened.
Talking about it between innings, and there it comes into play. Todd Walker hit by a pitch for the first time this year on at first base. Here's Ramirez to the gap in left center field. That is way back there. Got to bounce halfway up the wall. Walker got a great start, rounding third. He's coming home. The throw not in time, and it gets away, and Ramirez will go to third. And now somebody better cover the plate. And the pitcher, Lee, finally does come back to get it. Had to have a little help, so that's the young Indians team. The Red Sox take the 1-0 lead. Ramirez the RBI.
You make an adjustment, you hit one guy, you try to get the ball back down, you leave it right in the middle of the zone. Ball gets crushed. But this relay right here, watch as he lets this ball go. Watch where Broussard is. He is all the way on the third base side. First baseman's got to be lining that ball up directly towards home plate, not to the first base or third base dugout.
I had no idea why he was standing there. Ramirez gets the RBI. There'll be another one scored here as Ramirez scores on Kevin Millar's ground ball out. And the Red Sox have a 2-0 lead.
You can see the ball come off the wall. Getting the ball into Peralta. Well, Peralta just turns to spin to throw. What? See this right here? This is you're on the third base side of where the pitcher's mound is. You've got to line yourself up towards home plate and make a direct line. Peralta's just catching the ball and throwing.
A lot of people in the wrong place and bad place to boot.
Yeah, when you turn as a shortstop, you're looking for your lineup to home plate. That is you're not trying to throw the ball to Broussard. You're trying to throw the ball through him towards home. Well, Broussard is lining up towards towards Derek Wedge over there in the third base dugout.
Yep.
Can't do that.
That one, a towering fly ball to left field down near the fair pole. It is curving, and it is a foul ball. Just missing. Bill Miller will come back. So Lee, hitting a batter, Walker scores on the double by Ramirez. And almost gives up the long one here.
You can see Bill Miller. That's the toughest thing about trying to hit a cut fastball inside on your hands is you've got to get your hands inside the baseball to keep it fair. That ball continues to bore in, and the faster you move that bat head, the further you're going to pull that ball foul.
Miller hitting .331, got jammed on that one. Peralta up with it. The shortstop makes the play for the out. Let's see what's going on elsewhere. Scott and Rob.
All right, guys, you've got a 2-0 game. They've got one of those in Pittsburgh as well with the Cubs in town. This Aramis Ramirez base hit. That'll play Mark Verzolanik. Eric Karros follows with a single. A couple of veterans coming through.
Well, this is what it's going to be for the Cubs. Give Mark Pryor a chance to win this game.
And the Braves with a chance to win this game now. It's 2-0 over the Fish. Carl Pavano serving it up to Chipper, his second RBI.
Pavano roughed up in his last start. He needs to go out there and keep the Marlins, give him a chance to win.
All right, send you back to Cleveland.
Varitek at the plate. There are two down, an 0-1 count. Jason Varitek called out on strikes his first time up. Red Sox have a 2-0 lead. They've got only 2 hits, a costly error. The Indians allowing Ramirez to move up so he could score on that ground ball. And that one is bounced away. By the way, Ramirez now has 100 RBIs. Omar Garcia-Parra has already reached that mark for Boston. Ramirez now with 1,071 runs batted in since his first full year in 1995. Only Sammy Sosa and Rafael Palmeiro that put up those kind of numbers have more RBIs in that time span. Ramirez has been something else.
Manny did a great job hitting that ball. I mean, that was pure talent, hitting that ball off the wall. And also Kevin Millar being able to just go outside of the strike zone with a runner at third base, get the ball up the middle on the ground. That way you know with the infield playing back, you're going to get an RBI.
The off-speed pitch on that one is fouled back by Varitek. And it remains a ball and 2 strikes with 2 down. The Red Sox against the Indians this season have the series edge by 1 game. It's, of course, the final matchup. That one lined into center field, and Varitek is on. One of the things that's happened this year with Boston and this offense is they do it in some big spurts. I mean, it's like it's contagious in a game. Their offense starts, and the next thing you know, it's 5 or 6 or 7 runs on the board for this team. That's why they are the leaders in all of those categories, not just in the league, but in Major League Baseball.
Well, you look at this, you look at the veterans that are just up and down this lineup, and I think that a hitter becomes a better hitter when you've got a runner in scoring position. It makes you lock in more, makes you make sure that you just stay inside the ball and drive it right back up the middle to try to get that run home. That's why I think that leadoff hitter Damon is so important.
Back strikes Nixon off the plate. Rod Nixon, who popped out his first time up.
Goes back to that conversation they were talking about in the dugout that we showed you earlier. Keep that front hip closed, keep that left shoulder closed in so you give your hand time to get up in the throwing position. Cliff Lee getting a little bit excited right now.
That one bounces off the mitt, but it's in there for a strike. Lee, the 25-year-old rookie, up against Boston for the first time, trying to improve on a 3-1 mark at the major league level this season. A couple of runs off him here in the 4th inning. Nixon's got a runner at first. Nixon is 102 points lower in his average against left-handers than right-handers. 102 points. He's got the 3rd best average against right-handers, hitting .330. He's .228 off lefty.
I'll take him.
Oh yeah,
I'll take him as long as he can run out there in the outfield. I'll take him.
That's why the Red Sox have also been fortunate with these veterans. They've been able to shuffle players in and out of the lineup in the outfield and at first base in particular.
This guy's a gamer. And nothing bothered Trot Nixon.
Left-handers pitch to him is foul back, and the count remains a ball and 2 strikes.
You can watch Cliff Lee as he comes through. Keep that front shoulder closed, and you can see him as he drives towards home plate. That is a nice delivery right now. You've got to repeat those deliveries over and over again in order to be consistent when the ball gets to home plate.
Runner goes. 1-2 delivery. Swung on him. The Lees had 4 strikeouts, 2 runs in, though, for Boston on a couple of hits. Let's go back to Scott and Rob.
All right, guys, Red Sox fans want to know what's going on with the Yanks. They are having their way with Jeremy Gonzalez, already 2-0 in the 3rd. Alfonso Soriano.
Missed the 40-40 club by 1 home run. He's in the 34-34 club right now, Scott.
And I'm sure he's calling Mom after the game and telling her that. Back to Cleveland right after this.
ESPN Radio. Go to ESPNradio.com to find it in your town.
Long day.
Yeah.
And we've got your minivan ready.
Thanks.
What would it be like if Avis didn't try harder?
Long day.
Now tell me about it.
Okay, well, this morning I go to have some coffee and I'm out of it. So then I have to go out and get some, and I couldn't get any service. Don't you hate that?
I need a minivan.
We don't have any minivans. So then I get to work.
If we didn't try harder, we wouldn't be Avis. Now rent 3 times and get a free weekend on us. Go to Avis.com to find out more. A strong man, a hunter, a soldier, a weekend warrior. Part of an elite group of adventurers thrown together in the Canadian wilderness.
You guys are putting us through torture.
Fighting the forces of nature and each other.
Calls me brother again. I might have to wring his neck.
How about this spell Chuck?
And that was day 1.
Anybody that knows me knows I don't cry at all.
Who'll win the battle against Mother Nature?
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
The Wild Rules kicks off Adventure Mondays, Monday nights at 9 on ESPN. Presented by Citgo.
The Hyundai Elantra, a comparison. More standard features than a Toyota Corolla LE. All for over $1,900 less when comparably equipped. And only the Elantra is protected by America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. Looks like we have a winner. Test drive the Hyundai Elantra, nicely equipped for just $11,939 at your Hyundai dealer. Don't waste money on a lease. Own a 2003 Elantra for just $189 a month through September 30th at your Hyundai dealer.
Baum Sporting Goods is the largest baseball and softball specialty store in the western U.S. Get fitted for the right bat, glove, shoes, and uniform. And then get the feel of your new bat in Baum's indoor hitting area. Baum's carries all the names you know, including a full line of Under Armour performance apparel. Did you know Baum's is the #1 Little League supplier in Arizona? Team, package, and coach discounts help you outfit your team in style. And Baum's has the equipment and apparel you need already in stock. Baum's Sporting Goods in Phoenix and Tempe. For baseball and softball, it's the only place to go.
Red Sox with the lead. Martinez with a couple of runs to work with now. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. A couple of hits in the game for the Indians. Garrett, a double. Stands back in and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Will he brush him off the plate a little more?
Well, he's definitely got to establish inside against Garrett. That first ball that he hit was smoked out over the plate.
Took something off that pitch and missed up high with it. A 2-ball, 1-strike count.
That's a ball that Pedro's trying to cut just a little bit to try to get on the hands of Jody Garrett.
Garrett out of Stanford University from Lombard, Illinois. came up in the Rockies organization. 5th year of pro ball for him. And as we said, a lot of attention this year with the fine numbers he's put up. He takes a 3-1 advantage leading off the inning.
Look at this kid's eyes. Well, he is concentrating on the baseball.
Martinez comes in with a high strike call, 3-2.
When you watch Jody Garrett, this shows you a hitter that's got confidence. Even a young hitter facing a stud like Pedro Martinez, you don't see those hands coming forward. You don't see him jumping at the baseball. Quietly confident.
And that one back to the mound. Martinez got a piece of that. Garcia Parra makes the play. To make that a 1-6-3. Dave Wallace, pitching coach, Boston Red Sox, talking about the start today for Martinez. A young team, you think it might be easy against them?
Believe it or not, it's a little bit more difficult against a younger team because you've got guys that, number one, you don't know, and number two, they don't know you. So it's not like you know a weakness you can go to. It's going to be a feeling out process, so it's going to be an interesting situation because I'd like to see how he does first time through the lineup because what he'll do is he'll take a read and then second and third time he'll face these guys. I think it's going to be a little bit different. So it'll be interesting because it's not as easy as people think it is.
Every great pitcher wants to make adjustments pitch by pitch, judging on what the hitters do. If you've never seen a hitter, you have no idea what type of adjustments that he's going to make. I think the more times as a pitcher, the more times you face a hitter, I think the advantage should be in your favor. Unless you're just not very good.
Not very good. It always makes a difference. He's very good.
Let's face it, hitters think that they're good, and 3 out of 10, 7 times, got you out.
That's right. 1-2 count. Escobar, 25-year-old, fouls that one off. He flied out first time up. Martinez has had great luck against Cleveland. 9 wins and 1 loss in his career against the Cleveland Indians. 9-1. But as only this is the only time that he will face them this season.
I've got to believe Martinez's numbers are pretty good against them.
Oh, yeah, 9, 10, and 1. Yeah. Not a lot of losses. He's 165 and 66 in his career.
Too many people getting to it.
1.78 ERA against the Indians. That ball's taken up high. 2-ball, 2-strike count on Alex Escobar. Flied out to right his first time up.
We're getting into the time where you're going to see Pedro starting to cut loose the ball a little bit.
2-2, that missed.
That's the difference with Pedro when you're facing him. He's a different pitcher in the 4th and 5th inning than he was when you started the ball game. It's a little bit more velocity, a little bit more movement, a little more bite to that breaking ball.
Here's the 3-2 delivery. Burned it. Escobar goes down swinging. 6 strikeouts and 199 on the year for Martinez.
All of these young hitters, it's not just that Pedro can paint that fastball, it's that he makes you think a fastball is a changeup or that his changeup is a fastball. He is a master of not only changing speeds, but changing eye levels and moving the ball around. That's what makes it so difficult.
It's hard first ball heading down the line, and that will curve foul.
And even after a pitch like that, Broussard has got to be sitting in the box thinking, oh, I just missed that. But Pedro's thinking, now you got lucky. I wanted you to pull the ball down there. Now I'm going to throw you a changeup away.
Speaking of lucky, little souvenir right there. Then he goes to the outside corner and gets the strike on him, 0-2. Youngster with a souvenir in this final day at the Jake. For this season for the Indians, they are 38 and 42 at home. They've been a disaster on the road where they've won only 29 and lost 47.
See, Pedro just takes a guy like Broussard and teases him a little bit with that ball in. First time up, we saw those hips opening. Now he's just away. Backdoor breaking ball, change up.
1-2 delivery on the way. Broussard takes it, strike 3 called. And Martinez has again reached the 200 strikeout mark in a season.
You hear that?
Over there. Back. Go that way. No, right. Right there.
The Corolla. It's not the destination. It's the drive.
She came from over there.
Denny's has 3 new complete breakfasts. Try the meat lovers with ham, sausage, and bacon. A country fried steak with hot biscuits. Or the savory smoked sausage breakfast. All 3 come with fluffy buttermilk pancakes for just $4.99. Denny's, a good place to sit and eat.
Today, we showed this grandfather how he could count on long-term care insurance to be there for him. If he ever needs it.
When I wear black, even a little dandruff shows. My old dandruff shampoo just wasn't cutting it. So I switched to Selsun Blue Moisturizing Shampoo. Doctor recommended for flakes and itch with aloe and moisturizers for healthier hair and scalp. Never wear black without the blue. Selsun Blue.
En un día bueno, todo se ve relativamente fácil, que estás en comando de todo lo que está pasando en el terreno. Hoy es un día donde tú sabes que la victoria la puedes sentir. Esos son los días donde las cosas especiales pasan. I live for them.
Watch the Division Series on ESPN. Don't miss it.
Red Sox have the 2-0 lead. As we go to the top of the 5th inning, a reminder, ESPN Original Entertainment, critically acclaimed series Playmakers, continues Tuesday night, 9 Eastern and 9 Pacific on ESPN, also available on ESPN HD. For Jeff Brantley and our crew, I'm Gary Thorne here at the Jake in Cleveland. As the Red Sox chase continues, Pedro Martinez has struck out 7 in the game, hasn't walked anybody, has a 2-0 lead. As the Red Sox have gone 2-3-0, Cleveland 0-2-1, only 2 hits off Martinez. Cliff Lee, the left-hander for the Indians, working to Gabe Kapler, hitting 9th in the order, called out on strikes his first time up.
What do you think Pedro was smiling about?
Winning. Mostly winning. What a week they have in front of them. We'll take a look at the schedules for these clubs that are in the battle. Seattle, Oakland, the Boston Red Sox. A couple of them trying to win the West, Seattle, Oakland, while the Red Sox are hoping for the wild card, and the other 2 are hoping if they don't get the division, they get the wild card. 3 ball, no strike count on the leadoff batter. Red Sox got Walker on in the last half inning, hit by a pitch and scored, and now they get Kapler on here. So what do you think, Jeff? This is what it looks like in the American League as far as the schedules are concerned. Who's got the better of it there?
This was my whole purpose in talking about Boston earlier in the season, is because I knew how they finished. Once they got through that 14-game stretch with Seattle and Oakland, they weren't playing any more contenders, and now Seattle is playing Oakland, and this is going to be a tough situation for Seattle, because Oakland is not going to be giving in. And even if they did have a huge lead like the Braves, they got some pitching that is unbelievable. Not only starters, but their bullpen.
Seattle and the A's will have that game today.
Seattle's in trouble. Been in trouble.
Yeah, been in trouble. Amazing how quickly they dropped behind Oakland. Brady Little's Boston team continuing to rely, of course, on this offense. They've got the leadoff man on here in the inning, and they've got the leadoff man up in the order. Johnny Damon flied out and popped out in his previous 2 at-bats.
Seattle needed a lot more from Freddie Garcia than what they got.
I looked at that lineup. Even then, I wonder how they could be a team that might not make it to the postseason. That's partially the answer.
And if they do, you got a second baseman that could be the MVP.
Yeah.
Especially as well as he's playing.
Runner goes. Hit and run was on to short. They did not get the out at second. They do get the out at first. Peralta tried to make that play but didn't get to the bag in time. Let's check in again with Scott and Rob.
All right, guys, let's talk AL Central. The Royals and White Sox trying desperately to hang in, and KC draws first blood. Mike Sweeney knocking home Angel Baroa.
Yeah, the White Sox really have an uphill battle trying to catch the Twins right now.
I think they both have an uphill battle. Let's send you back uphill to Cleveland. Gary Thorne and Jeff Brandt.
All right, other games going on this Sunday. Final week of baseball coming up. Next Sunday, if there are games that matter affecting the postseason, we will have them covered for you, however many that may be. Garcia Parra, runner on at second base and one away. And he finally takes a pitch, so now he's seen 3 pitches in the game. He has flied out and grounded out, and the other 2 at bats, he went after the first pitch thrown by the left-hander.
He'll swing right here.
Oh, yeah. 366 hitter off left-handers this year. And indeed he does, and he pops it up first base. Started in foul territory, running on a room, has room. Runner tags, won't go. Garcia Parra's 0 for 3. He has had a struggle over the last month. 2 down.
As a pitcher, if you know that the hitter is going to swing the first couple of pitches, make the toughest pitches that you can possibly make. And we've seen some pitches that have been out of the strike zone that Garcia Parra has tried to put in play.
He's hitting under 185 now in September. The Red Sox, though, still with a lineup that has been hitting. He's just not one of them at the moment. 2 down, runner still at second base, Walker.
But when he is hot, look out.
That one line foul outside of first, off Cliff Lee. Walker hit by a pitch, scored in the 4th inning. Both of those runs, by the way, were earned in the 4th, even though there was an error committed there. We're talking about Cleveland's injuries. I was just counting up. They have 11 guys on the DL out for the season. And a lot of those injuries go back to March, May, and June. That one hit in the air to right. That is deep. Wind's going to hold that up a little bit. Blows it back, battling the sun. Escobar is able to put it away.
Good play.
Red Sox leave a runner on at second base. Pedro Martinez, Red Sox leader.
Sometimes you need a little help staying in the game. Ask your doctor about new Levitra. But once you get in the zone, it's good. Ask your doctor if the new choice is right for you. Ask about new Levitra.
An American soldier serves more than his army.
Pedro Martinez set to go back to work against the Indians. The Red Sox have the 2-0 lead. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Victor Martinez takes that pitch for a strike. 24-year-old out of Venezuela who played a dozen games with the Indians at the end of last year. He got called up very early this season. Martinez takes it outside for a ball. He's working behind the plate for Cleveland.
Well, the first time up, Martinez scorched the rocket out into right field to Trot Nixon on the first pitch. Pedro says, all right, you want that fastball? I'm going to throw you a changer away. How do you like me now?
Don't be guessing a whole lot. And have to see it and try to hit it. Pedro Martinez.
Good luck.
Yeah, and that's the other problem. 1 ball, 1 strike count. And Victor Martinez will step out. Pedro Martinez, since joining the Red Sox, has an ERA of 2.28. There is no other pitcher since live ball 1920 who can make that claim. Who has been with a team and had an ERA under 2.5 for any one team since 1920. His career with the Red Sox, 100 wins, 28 losses, and a 2.28 ERA. Phenomenal numbers. But no championship. 1-2 delivery. Breaking ball down to first base. Gobbled up. And Millar gets the out, and we'll check in again with Scott and Rob.
All right, guys, so far, John Garland, the antithesis of Pedro Martinez, getting lit up. The Royals with 4 in the first, 2 of them here, courtesy of Aaron Guile and Dibs. The Casey wins this game, the tie with Chicago.
John Garland has been the odd man out all year for the White Sox.
All right, back to you.
He struggled for the White Sox, and you got to believe their manager's job's on the line. The Twins now jump to a 4.5-game lead. The Royals, it'll take a miracle for them to catch the Twins with a week left to go. Oh, what a change.
Pedro will take that changeup, and he starts at middle end to some of these left-handed hitters, and they see fastball, hips open, bat starts to come forward, and then the ball just leaks away from you. No chance.
After had a single his first time up, fastball inside to him. 1 ball, 1 strike.
But that's the value of pitching inside. All you're really trying to do is get the hitter to speed up his hands and his hips. He gets out in front, there's nothing he can do with it.
1 ball, 1 strike count and 1 away. Red Sox won the opener 2-0 and lost the second game of this series 13-4 last night. Now calling on Martinez to try and win the series and protect or extend that lead they have in the wild card race. Game and a half over Seattle. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Pitch to Hafner is taken outside for a ball.
Times from Pedro, when you see him miss up and away with that fastball, he'll come back with a backdoor breaking ball. He starts it up and out of the strike zone. The hitter sees it as a fastball away and gives up on it.
Breaking ball again, chopped towards second base this time. Walker, the flip, 2 down. And you can see the way these balls are being hit. Not hard. Martinez is dominating.
This is a great play by Alex Escobar, ending the last inning. You can see him shielding his eyes. He's also got his sunglasses down, shielding his eyes the whole way. It's a very difficult sky today. That is a great play. Doesn't have to run a long way, doesn't have to dive for it, but how many times do we see an outfielder just give up on a ball that's in the sun and it drops and ends up costing a run?
And that would have cost a run because Kapler was on base at the time and would have easily scored. 2-0 lead for the Red Sox here in the 5th inning. 2 down, nobody on. Johnny Peralta struck out his first time up. Martinez outside with that pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Peralta getting the work at shortstop. In the numbers he has put up. Omar Vizquel, one of the many injured we talked about, who has missed virtually the entire year. Their all-star, one of the game's best at short.
You watch Peralta when he stands up at the plate, how high he holds his hands. When you hold your hands as high as he does, if you don't have the bat speed of a Gary Sheffield, you're going to have to commit early. And you can see how high his hands are. Committing early against Pedro, you're in big trouble.
You've got to get that bat down to get it cocked. I mean, you can start up there, Jeff, but boy, you've got to get it down to his swing.
Well, you can see how high his hands are. And to get to Pedro, and he doesn't really bring him down very much at all. A lot of hitters will bring him down and then swing. He keeps him up, and it's very difficult to not only recognize the change in speeds, but to get the bat head for the ball.
Stays away from the pitch outside.
And you can see Peralta, as he gets ready to swing, even on a pitch that he's taking, his hands are moving forward. You watch Jody Garrett on the converse side, his hands are not moving forward. He's very quiet with his body.
Breaking ball, and he waited on that. He was actually fooled by that pitch, but able to stay back long enough, and Peralta delivers a single here, and another 2-out hit. All 3 hits, 2 down.
Well, you can see him buckle a little bit on this pitch. But Pedro leaves it up, belt high in the middle of the strike zone. Even if your swing is not that great, you can still hit that pitch right there.
So he's on with the Indians' 3rd hit. They have had a double and 2 singles. And now Brandon Phillips comes to the plate. 22-year-old takes that pitch for a strike call. He had played in 11 Major League games with the Indians. Those came last year. His only Major League experience prior to this season.
I think Phillips will get better as time goes on. This guy is a terrific athlete. But when you get traded over and so much is expected of you, especially having to take over for Roberto Alomar, puts a little pressure on you.
0-1, and Jason Varitek a long look over into the dugout, his own dugout. I don't think he was looking at that, though. Pedro, maybe. Peralta's on at first base. Breaking ball again, misses inside.
You can see Varitek getting his laces caught up there as he started to move.
They giving it to him or what?
Oh, he's going to get it when he gets back to the dugout, I can assure you.
You can always count on your own teammates to be there, tie or win. Another off-speed pitch. Phillips out in front of that, and a 1-ball, 2-strike count. The trouble is Veritek's going to have to watch that now and replay.
Oh, yeah.
for about a year.
Sports Center, Baseball Tonight, Comedy Central.
Every Boston station will have him doing the Veritech Shuffle. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Phillips lined out his first time up, takes that pitch up high, 2-2. Martinez has not walked the batter here in the ball game and has struck out 7. Just 3 hits off him. He's cruising along as the Sox had hoped he would.
And the only ball that's really been hit hard is Garrett's ball in the first inning.
Throw over to get him back. Yes, Jason, we're going to show it again. I don't know if you can teach that or not.
Come on, Jason. What are you doing back there? Set up and let's go.
2-2 breaking ball, swung on and missed. 8 strikeouts in the ball game as he cruises along here. 1 hit, 1 left.
The film which you are about to see is an account of the tragedy which befell a group of 5 youths. For them, an idyllic summer afternoon
Is anybody home?
became a nightmare. The events of that day were one of the most bizarre crimes of American history. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Rated R. In theaters October 17th.
I was nervous. I need to go to the men's room. You want to come with me? Sure. Your hair looks great today.
Thanks, just got it done. You're not a woman. Why use the woman's shampoo? Try new Suave for Men. Works as good as her brand for half the price.
Only a Moen faucet puts pause control right at your fingertips. It'll help you with those important tasks. Or not. Moen. Buy it for looks, buy it for life.
I'm David Hastings for Hastings & Hastings, the discount accident lawyers. If you've been injured in an accident, we would like to help. We'll fight hard to see you get every dollar you deserve. And when your case settles, our discount fee means more money for you. Don't do it alone against an insurance company. We'll assist with rental cars and find doctors who will wait for payment. Find us on the back cover of the Phoenix Yellow Pages for the office nearest you. Full service and discount fees for accident victims. That's Hastings & Hastings. It's about time.
You're more than a friend. You're my perfect lover. I'm gonna make you love me. I'm gonna dry your tears. And we're gonna stay together for a million.
Polo Blue by Ralph Lauren, a fragrance for men. This new classic collection, $107 value, is now yours for only $59.50. Available at Dillard's.
Pedro Martinez and the Red Sox leading it by a score of 2-0. And the Weevil people would be proud of this move by Jason Varitek. Pedro's reaction was priceless. And then in the dugout.
What are you doing back there? What sign was that? Just giving him the Iggy shuffle.
All the players made sure they came up to say something to him. Lee goes back to work against Ramirez. Ramirez delivered the RBI double in the 4th inning for Boston's first run and then scored the 2nd run. 100 RBIs for him now in the year. Boy, he is red hot. He's batting almost .390 over the last 22 games. That is one hot bat, and that has given him a chance to catch Bill Miller for the American League batting title. Miller, Jeter, Ramirez, the top 3 in that order. And in the ball game, teammate Bill Miller has had an 0 for 1 today. Ramirez now .324 in the year. Fouls it back.
You can watch Cliff Lee when he's going through his mechanics. Not very many pitchers stand the way that he does. He's almost already got his leg up or got his body turned before he ever goes through his full mechanical windup. But the reason that he stands the way that he is, he almost looks like he's in the stretch facing first base. But the reason that he does is he's trying to make it very simple to get his leg kick up and get the ball to home plate.
Good fastball. Fans who remember Ramirez when he played here cheer the strikeout vocally.
The right on top of this fastball, and that's old country hardball right there. Here it comes, friend.
Well, he's showing some pretty good poise out there. I mean, the hit batter in the inning that bothered him.
Well, I like Lee's mechanics. I think he's made them simple enough to where he doesn't have to worry about too much body movement. And for the most part today, he's been pretty sound mechanically, which allows you to be sound and have consistency in the strike zone.
Only 25 years old. Millar takes the pitch for a strike. He has singled, and he picked up an RBI on the ground ball out, so he's now up to 91 runs batted in.
Lee has been pretty consistent away from his arm side, which is what you'd like to measure with young pitchers. He's just got to do better away from these right-handed hitters, and that comes with maturity.
We're talking about that, Jeff, trying to come up with that pitch for a cutter pitcher to be able to find a way to get one on the outside to these right-handers that keeps them honest.
When your hand is always turning, cutting the ball into the right-handers, you've got to find something that gets away from it.
Jammed him, popped it up, shallow left field. Garrett got a late start, but he finds it and puts it away, and we'll check in again with Scott and Rob.
All right, guys, a couple of games to get you caught up on. First, it is the Braves and the Marlins, and Javi Lopez, you know all about the home runs, 41 as a catcher, but, well, this is just a measly two-run double, but it gets it done. A shot into the corner. Gary Sheffield and Chipper score. Jones with a couple of RBI of his own. It's now 5-0 Atlanta. Now we'll get you back to Cleveland. Gary and Ted.
Phillies watching intently in that one. Pitch is taken outside for a ball. 2 down, nobody on. Miller 0 for 1 in the ball game, hitting at .331. League leader looking for a title.
We were talking about how well Lee has pitched today, and I think this is very important for a young pitcher like Cliff Lee, especially if you're pitching for the Cleveland Indians. Keep your team in the ball game. Keep your team close. That's your job as a starting pitcher, so that if you ever do get to Pedro and you get to that Boston Red Sox bullpen, you give your team a chance to win the game.
That's what this game becomes right now in the 5th inning. Everybody knows it. Cleveland wants to get to that pen. The Red Sox hope Pedro can stay out of it. That one is going to be foul back. I mean, one of the most telling numbers I saw regarding the Red Sox is the fact that their magic number in runs per game is 5. If they don't get 5 runs a game, they lose. That's a lot of runs.
You were talking about earlier about the games that Pedro's pitched, 16 and 11. When you lose 5 ball games that Pedro Martinez leaves leading, that's a problem.
I mean, that's a real problem. That one is going to be popped up. Infield, first base. Charging in through the sun. Broussard is there to put it away. A 1-2-3 inning for Lee.
It's one of the best times to buy the best ATVs on earth during the Honda 03 clearance event. Get a straight deal on every new Honda ATV in stock with 0 down payment and fixed 4.9% APR for up to 60 months. And get a low fixed APR on any new motorcycle. The Honda 03 clearance event. When we clear out, you clean up.
I moved to Earthlink high speed because my life moves fast.
Because I like being the guy you can always reach.
Because an Earthlink address makes a good impression.
I moved to Earthlink because I only want the internet that's good for my kids. Because access should come with choices.
Different people, different passions, different reasons for moving to Earthlink. Whether you choose dial-up, high-speed, or wireless, make the internet your internet. Move to Earthlink. It revolves around you.
All I want is a room somewhere, a nice hello, not a questionnaire, and a great breakfast on the house. Uncle calls, no charge, thank you, and someone who calls me by name and says,
Hey, Mr. Jensen, you missed a button there. At Hampton Inn, you got it, Mr. Jensen. From folks who'll do everything to make you feel refreshed, completely loverly, utterly satisfied. We love having you here.
Oh, wouldn't it be lovely?
Are you competitive?
Take that competitive fire to ESPN.com ASAP, and you could win a VIP trip to throw down in the first ever Sore Winter Challenge presented by Tylenol. This is huge, real huge. The Sore Winter Challenge presented by Tylenol.
Scott Reese and Rob Dibble back in the Baseball Tonight studios, updating you from Pittsburgh, Cubs and Pirates, and Aramis Ramirez burning his former team 25th home run, and Dibs, Mark Pryor sailing along.
And Ramirez didn't get him for his defense, Scott.
Oliver Perez already out, and some scoring in St. Louis. We'll get you that in a minute, guys.
Pitch is taken for a strike. Has been called out on strikes and flied out to center field. 0-1 delivery by Martinez. Martinez, obviously one of the things he's trying to do is keep that pitch count down so he can go deep into this game. So as we mentioned earlier, throwing a lot of strikes early on in the game and early on in at-bats. Breaking ball, see you later. That's heartbreaking if you're the hitter right there.
3-pitch strikeouts, you can't beat that. What Pedro is trying to do is use this breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. And when you get a hitter to jump at that breaking ball, he sees the ball coming towards him, swings over the top of it. And then in the next phase of that pitching process, if he does foul that ball off, he takes the changeup, starts it in the same place, and runs it off the plate. They look the same to the hitter.
One away. Strike on the inside corner. Casey Blake has been a strikeout victim twice. 9 strikeouts in the ball game now for Martinez. He has given up just the 3 hits. Red Sox with a 2-0 lead. That one towards the gap's going to stay up. Damon there will haul it in. And there are 2 down here and elsewhere. Scott and Rob.
Big matchup for the NL Central, guys. It is the Cards and the Stros, and Houston on the board first in the top of the 2nd inning. Adam Everett off of Sterling Hitchcock, who is anything but Sterling thus far today.
Well, the Astros had a million chances to win yesterday, so they tried a different uniform top, Scott. Maybe they can win today.
Lance Berkman scores to make it 1-0. We'll keep you posted. Now back to Cleveland.
Houston trying to come away with a division title. They lead the Cubs by a game and a half. Grounded to first in a hurry. Garrett is retired. And Martinez, each inning, retires for 3, quicker and quicker.
Denny's has 3 new complete breakfasts. Try the meat lovers with ham, sausage, and bacon. A country fried steak with hot biscuits. Or the savory smoked sausage breakfast. All 3 come with fluffy buttermilk pancakes for just $4.99. Denny's, a good place to sit and eat.
I've made a lot of news on the baseball diamond, but if you want to find out about this diamond, you've got to go talk to your doctor.
Ready to try Viagra for the first time? See your doctor and find out if a free sample is right for you.
My doctor says it's right for me. That's why I stay with it. For more information, go to Viagra.com.
After a messy engine job, Jerry and I decided to clean the garage floor. It had years of grease, tar, and oil, so I pour on Grease Magnet. I gave it a good scrub, and the results were amazing. At home, I used it on my driveway, the greasy stone and terrazzo floors, even on our pool deck. I should have never let my wife read the label.
Grease Magnet, great for grease and tar, from CLR.
CLR Grease Magnet is available at...
Mike's been talking about sending his boys to his alma mater since they were born. When he started getting ready for it financially, he talked to me.
Now the same State Farm agent who helped you plan for just in case can help you with what could be with education savings plans and other funding options. For help with banking, insurance, and investing, talk to your agent today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When I wear black, even a little dandruff shows. And my old dandruff shampoo just wasn't cutting it. So I switched to Selsun Blue Moisturizing Shampoo. Doctor recommended for flakes and itch with aloe and moisturizers for healthier hair and scalp. Never wear black without the blue. Selsun Blue.
Looking to put more miles in your tank? All Shell gasolines are now specially formulated to give you better mileage, helping to take you farther.
The Jake, located in downtown Cleveland. Great to have you with us Sunday afternoon. The Red Sox have the 2-0 lead over the Indians. And a fine pitching performance. Two of them, Cliff Lee, who gets the foul ball there, and Pedro Martinez. As the Red Sox are trying to take this series, having split the first two, heading into the final week. Martinez, magnificent so far, just 3 hits off him, no walks, and he has struck out 9.
Well, we expected Pedro to be nails coming into this ballgame, especially against Cleveland. What we didn't expect was Cliff Lee to pitch the way that he has against this Boston lineup. And I'm sure that if you're Grady Little, you would like to have a little more insurance than just a couple of runs as you get into the bullpen stages of this game.
0-2 count. Lee's delivery. Swung on and fouled off. We're talking about, Jeff, that how many the Red Sox have to score. They are 13 wins and 42 losses in games where they score fewer than 5 runs. 13 and 42. That's awful. That's how good the offense has been, though.
Well, it's how good the offense has been, but also how bad that they've been in holding leads, especially 2-1, 1-0.
Amazing. Struck him out. That's 6 strikeouts now for Lee.
This is supposed to be a cutter down and in, and it actually ends up a fastball up and away, but Veritek, he still missed it.
Fine numbers for their rookie pitcher. Nixon has popped out and struck out. He's had a hit in 5 at-bats in this series. And he takes that pitch for a strike on the inside corner. Sox happy. Trot Nixon going to be available here, getting back in the lineup after the injury that kept Nixon out, as he came back Saturday, out for 10 games, left calf problem. Had a tendon muscle pull there. That one's taken down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
We can see Cliff Lee has been doing this all day long. He's changing speeds. He's just doing it in a different way than Pedro is. He's doing it with cut fastballs. He cuts the ball away from these left-handers and into the righties, and then he takes a little bit off and makes the break a little bigger.
I won't say it. Nixon's struggling with him. 2 down. Want to remind you, tomorrow night, NFL football, pregame, ESPN's Monday Night Countdown, 7:30, as Stuart Scott and the gang will be reviewing Sunday's action, preview Monday's game. Then at 9, ABC's Monday Night Football. Alan John will be along. AFC West, Broncos are 2-0. Raiders 1-1. That'll be coming up on Monday Night Football tomorrow. 7th inning here, and a 2-0 Red Sox lead. 2 down and nobody on. And Kapler, the number 9 hitter, is struck out and walked. 7 strikeouts now for Cliff Lee. Good battle going on. 1 ball, 1 strike count.
You can see a lot of these right-handed Red Sox hitters are getting tied up on the inside part of the plate simply because Cliff Lee is trying to run that ball in on these right-handers, and they're expecting the ball to be away, and it gets right on their wrist.
Real close. Red Sox have struggled against lefties. They are 23-27 against left-handed starters. And right now against Lee, it's a struggle. He's retired 8 in a row. 2-1 delivery is a fly ball to center. Chris moves over and makes the catch. 1-2-3 inning there. Another fine performance for Cliff Lee. 7th inning stretch time. Red Sox up.
Tuesday, blue defines the rules for drama again.
The 15th precinct is a hotbed of corruption. Talking about my generation.
Blue's stunning season opener, ABC Tuesday, 10/9 Central. Viewer discretion advised.
Another pure performance from Purolator.
Underneath the car is where I belong. 3,000 miles is really too long. Every time I put that filter on my ride, dirt, sludge, and grime's got no place to hide. You make my engine purr like a cat. That's all you see on the bill of my hat.
For performance that'll inspire any do-it-yourselfer, put on a Purolator. Now at Pep Boys, get up to $2 off the purchase of 2 Premium Plus oil filters.
That is sweet.
sweet. My pride and joy.
It looks new, like right out of the showroom.
Oh, that is one great looking... Whoa, hold on, honey. I'm showing Tom the floor. Nice floor, Joan.
Make your garage floor the envy of the neighborhood. You can do it yourself with Rust-Oleum Epoxy Shield Garage Floor Coating. After prep, you're ready to go. Simple as painting a wall. Easy to clean and resist chipping and peeling. This all-inclusive kit is available at home centers, hardware stores, and automotive retailers near you.
Oh, what a floor. Look how the moon reflects off it. Oh, beautiful. Huh?
The Hyundai Accent. The only car in its class with the added safety of standard front side impact airbags. 29 miles per gallon in the city, 33 on the highway. And only the Accent is protected by America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. Looks like you win. Test drive the Hyundai Accent, nicely equipped for just $95.39 at your Hyundai dealer. Don't waste money on a lease. Own a 2003 Accent for just $139 a month through September 30th at your Hyundai dealer.
Vaughn's Sporting Goods is the largest baseball and softball specialty store in the western U.S. Get fitted for the right bat, glove, shoes, and uniform. And then get the feel of your new bat in Vaughn's indoor hitting area. Vaughn's carries all the names you know, including a full line of Under Armour performance apparel. Did you know Vaughn's is the #1 Little League supplier in Arizona? Team, package, and coach discounts help you outfit your team in style. And Vaughn's has the equipment and apparel you need already in stock. Vaughn's Sporting Goods in Phoenix and Tempe. For baseball and softball, it's the only place to go.
Going to the bottom half of the 7th inning, the Red Sox have the 2-0 lead. Pedro Martinez continues on the mound. Dave Wallace, the pitching coach, concerned about his health.
Well, the strategy is Pedro's health before anything else, you know, and you know, we have some guys that are capable down there to hold the game intact. And we just have to think about it. He's the guy, and he's the guy we're going to need later on. So we have to keep that in mind as far as anything personal for him goes, and hopefully he'll understand. Well, I think part of that is saying on one hand, we want to do whatever is going to make Pedro happy, but on the other hand, we've got to win the ballgame. And I think the biggest concern right now is the health of Pedro Martinez. I don't care how many games you got to win. You get to the you try to get to the end of the postseason without this guy, you forget it.
And of course, the physical problems acted up on him this year, and that's why he missed the 5 starts that he did. Escobar leading it off here, takes another strike on the inside corner. Escobar has struck out and flied out in the ball game. Martinez here in the 7th inning with the Red Sox leading it 2-0. That game and a half lead in the wild card on Seattle. Seattle plays Oakland. That'll be coming up at 4 o'clock right here on ESPN2 this afternoon.
And I know that Pedro would like to, and he's even said this, he'd love to be able to finish out each ball game that he pitches in from now to the end of the season. But when you start getting Pedro to 120, 125 pitches, you got to get him out of the game. You cannot allow him you can't take the chance that you might hurt this guy at that part of the ball game. Somebody's got to step up in that bullpen.
And it's been the back that has been a problem for him. 1-2 delivery. Got him to swing at a breaking ball. It was out of the strike zone. 10 strikeouts for Martinez in the game. 1 away here in the bottom half of the 7th inning.
Sets this up with a high fastball. I see high fastball. It's actually a breaking ball that starts in the same plane as the fastball before and drops not only down, but down and away from right-hander Alex Escobar.
That one misses outside. Broussard at the plate. He has struck out twice. Everybody, just about everybody in the lineup has had a shot at striking out here today. That one is taken a little low, 2-0. The Indians had a chance in the 1st inning, 2-out double, could not convert. They've left base runners only in the 2nd and 5th since then, and both of those runners were left at first base. No walks, 3 hits, a double, and 2 singles off Martinez so far.
Well, as we've seen earlier, Broussard wants that ball in, and he wants it down. Pedro trying to throw the ball anywhere but there, right there.
3 ball, 1 strike count. Set up with outside corner. That's blazing fastball, 3-2. Could not catch up to that. 3-2 delivery. Foul back. Off the catcher's mask. Martinez on the road this year has the best ERA of any pitcher in the league. 1.93 ERA in road games this season. And there's the first walk. He has surrendered. Comes with one away. Scott Robb.
All right, we've got some action between the Reds and the Phils. Aaron Harang will harangue one to Jim Thome at Dibs. That's a big mistake.
You know what? If it wasn't for Albert Pujols and Barry Bonds, this is your MVP in the National League.
What a second half. He's had 44th home run of the season, closing in on Mike Schmidt's all-time Philly record. Now back to Gary and Jeff.
The Marlins losing against Atlanta, so the Phillies may have a chance to jump back into that.
Phillies, I am so impressed with Jim Thome. He just said, get on, boys, and let's go. He keeps swinging the bat like that. How you can stop him?
You're not. That's why the Phillies are in that race. Here's Martinez against Pedro with a runner on at first base and one down. And that's hit the second. That's going to be a base hit out of the reach of Walker. Picked up by Trot Nixon to hold the runner at second base. And this is where it gets real interesting for Boston and Grady Little. 2 on, 1 down.
Tries to get this ball away from Martinez, and he actually does get it on the outside part of the plate, but the ball is elevated, and it allows Martinez to hook it into that hole. If that ball is down, it's sinking away from Martinez, and you get the ground ball to Todd Walker, most likely a double play, but because the ball is elevated and it stays flat, it allows Martinez to get his bat through the zone and hook it in that first base hole.
Now there are 2 on. This is the first time in the ball game the Indians have had 2 men on base in the same inning. Has had a single, 1 for 2. 4 hits now for Cleveland. And a strike on the outside corner.
Well, this at bat right here is a big test of the patience of Travis Hafner. You know that Pedro is going to use the corners, try to get you to chase a pitch outside of the strike zone, possibly hit into a ground ball double play. This is where you grow up a little bit if you're Travis Hafner.
Big chance here for Cleveland. Runners off first and second base. Hafner takes it inside, almost caught that back knee. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
And you can see Hafner really trying to get his body over the plate on that pitch, because the last pitch was right on the outside corner. He turns back to Bruce Dreckman and asks him if that a strike. He's trying to get out there, cheat a little bit so he can get to that ball.
1-1. Hafner takes a breaking ball and it misses outside. A 2-ball, 1-strike count. The Red Sox do have action in the bullpen. Timlin is up.
And I know Pedro on that last pitch, that breaking ball, just judging by his body language and the fact that he stepped off at the back of the mound, this is why Veritek's going out, because I can tell you right now, he's going to tell Veritek to tell Dreckman that pitch is a strike. This is not the time to be missing pitches.
It's the first time we've seen him unhappy in a reaction to a call.
Backdoor breaking ball right on the outside part of the plate. He wants that pitch, even though that pitch looked like, from our camera angle, it's a little bit off the plate. But I can tell you, if you're Pedro, you want that.
It's a little sticky right here because obviously this game essential. They all are now for Boston and their postseason hopes. Bruce Dreckman working the plate.
Well, this is no time for mistakes. Pedro Martinez, doesn't matter who's standing on the mound. Hafner can hit the ball a long way if you make a mistake.
Hafner's got a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Runners off first and second. Hafner takes it outside, and it's 3-1. And for the first time in the game, we see Martinez missing a little bit and getting behind.
Pedro is thinking the last guy I want to make a mistake to is either this guy or Broussard. He's got Peralta and Brandon Phillips up, who has he's pitched well to both of them today.
3-1 delivery. Hafner takes that to center field. Johnny Damon, runners tagging. Damon in the sun, puts it away. Broussard heads over to third base. He'll make it there. Now there are 2 down. Scott and Rob.
All right, gentlemen, another bump in the road for the Marlins, courtesy of Nate Bump, serving one up to Chipper Jones.
Chipper Jones is saying, hey, we're going to the playoffs because we're winning our division. You're not going to backdoor in the wild card. We don't care.
Still racing for home field in the playoffs now. 8-0 Atlanta, bottom 6. Back to Jake. Field.
Atlanta's got 96 wins, one better than the Giants coming into today's play in the National League. And now the conference. We're going to get a pinch hitter coming up for the Indians for Peralta with runners on at first and third and 2 down. Indians aren't going to make this easy here either. Their job is to try and win this ball game and make it tough on the Red Sox.
You don't get too many scoring opportunities, especially with the likes of Pedro Martinez on the mound. And Eric Wedge is going to Josh Bard here, trying to see if he can't just scratch something out. 2 outs, 2-out hit against Pedro. Come on.
Bard last night, long ball off low. Stands in against Martinez. Runners at first and third. Takes the pitch inside for a ball.
And you can see Josh Bard. He is right on top of the dish. And I'm sure from Pedro's viewpoint, that's why that ball was inside. You've got to back him off just a little bit. You want to be able to make a quality pitch right here.
Bard, the switch hitter, fouls that one off. He's at 278 right-handed, just 216 from the left side of the plate, but 6 of his 8 home runs have been hit left-handed.
Anytime that I get a hitter standing that close to the plate, you've got to come inside. You've got to pitch them in, even if they're right on the ball, and they hit it right on the bat head because they're so close to the plate, the angle is going to carry the ball foul.
1-1, 2 away. Fastball right there. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Bard. A 1-out walk. Lassard made it. A single Martinez. They are the 2 base runners. But a chance for Pedro Martinez to get out of it here. There are 2 down. 1-2 delivery. Bard takes it outside. Say one thing with these Cleveland hitters up and down the lineup. They've struck out a lot, but they have not chased pitches. They've had a pretty good idea of the strike zone in this game.
It seems as though they've been very patient, and a lot of that the credit has got to go to Eddie Murray. Keeping them patient and keeping them confident.
2-2 delivery. Breaking ball in the dirt. Veritek to stop. 3-2.
Great job by Veritek right there on that breaking ball. Those big curveballs, they have so much spin on them, and the spin is what allows them to break so sharply. If you don't get your tail down and get your glove in between your legs, you can't block that pitch. Great form, great job, great effort by a Veritek.
The 4-3-2 count Pedro Martinez has had in the game. 24 pitches this inning, just 86 the previous 6. 3-2 delivery. Bard takes it, and the bases are loaded. He has given up 2 walks in the game, and they both have been in this inning, and that will bring the manager out. And you don't think all of Boston right now is right on the edge of their chair or the front of the television going, all right.
Don't you take him
out of there.
And I'm sure that Grady is going out just to talk to Pedro and see how he feels. Pedro, are you fine? Are you okay? Do we need to make a move here? How are you going to pitch this next guy? And Pedro in his mind is saying, I've got 2 guys to get 1 out. He got ahead of Bard, but he couldn't put him away. The last thing that you want to do in this situation is serve up a cookie. Pedro's not giving in to anybody.
2 away, the bases are loaded. Brandon Phillips is due to the plate. Mike Timlin is still throwing in the bullpen for the Red Sox. He's been warming up this inning. Martinez up to 110 pitches. We will get a pinch runner coming on at second base. And good luck with who it is, because he's not on my roster.
Zach Sorensen.
There he is, Zach Sorensen. He is the pinch runner.
That's part of September. You get a whole lot of youngsters up here, especially when you have a club like the Cleveland Indians, and you want to see everybody that's a prospect in your organization.
And Angel Santos is the pinch hitter, another left-hander. Santos, a switch hitter. He has appeared in just 29 games, only has 69 at-bats. Bases loaded. Santos takes it high for a ball.
You can see Santos really bring in that right shoulder on that breaking ball from Pedro. You do that to Pedro Martinez, you might just eat one.
He'll eat one right now to get him a run. 1-0 count, 2 down. A single and 2 walks have loaded the bases for the Indians. Here in the 7th inning, the Red Sox have the 2-0 lead. The first inning, Martinez has had to really work at it. Way inside, 2-0.
Another cutter on the inside part of the plate from Pedro. Your mind says let it hit you. Your body says it's going to hurt.
It's going to hurt a lot. You picked the wrong pitch. Hitters count here. 2-0 delivery. Angel Santos waiting. It's a fastball right there. Looked like he had no intention of swinging on that no matter what. And it is a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Well, the Indians going to their bench here this inning. Santos spent most of the year at AAA. He was acquired from the Red Sox in a deal this summer. Fouls it back off the fist, 2-2.
The first 2 pitches from Martinez to Santos were cutters inside, starting on the plate and running off. Almost hitting Santos. That pitch right there at 2-1 is a fastball that starts off the plate and runs back to the inside corner. And you can see Santos with that emergency swing, kind of like, uh-oh, it might be a strike.
Bases loaded. 2-ball, 2-strike delivered to Angel Santos. And he swings and misses. Martinez gets his 11th strikeout, and the Indians leave the bases full.
Hey, guys. Hey, what's up, man? Well? Well, what? Forget it. What's the matter? I can't believe I changed my hair, and you guys don't even notice.
You're not a woman. Why use a woman's gel? Try new Suave for Men. Works as good as her brand for half the price.
Denny's has 3 new complete breakfasts. Try the meat lovers with ham, sausage, and bacon. A country fried steak with hot biscuits. Or the savory smoked sausage breakfast. All 3 come with fluffy buttermilk pancakes for just $4.99. Denny's, a good place to sit and eat.
It's the winning season for the Hyundai Santa Fe. One of the fastest growing SUVs in its class. Protected by America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. $1,300 less than a Ford Escape when comparably equipped. And now get an extra $1,000 cash back. The Hyundai Santa Fe starting at just $17,634 after $1,000 cash back. You're the winner at the Hyundai Winning Season Clearance. Going on now at your Hyundai dealer.
The Polaris Ranger. It outruns, outhauls, outpulls, outhunts, and outrides all other off-road utility vehicles out there. Independent tests prove it. Polaris Ranger is the hardest working, smoothest riding off-road utility vehicle you can buy. See for yourself. Call 1-800-POLARIS for your nearest Ranger dealer.
I was running in the street in San Pedro, and now I'm wake up in the major leagues. I play hard every day because this is the way that we play in my country. I never would dream that I would be playing at major league level. Playing regular feels like, wow, it's like another dream come true. I lived for this.
Watch the Division Series on ESPN. Don't miss it.
Pedro Martinez has finished up his day's work, but what a way to finish. With the bases loaded, 7th inning. He gets the strikeout, his 11th of the game. He will leave, giving up no runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, and 11 Ks for Pedro Martinez.
Well, you get in that kind of situation, especially late in the ball game, you've got to use your bullpen sometime. You can't just run Pedro out there time and time and time again. He's pitched 7 innings. Time to go to the pen. Somebody's got to step it up.
Johnny Damon lay to get off. Baez has come out of the bullpen for the Indians. Cliff Lee, a fine 7-inning performance. A couple of runs on 3 hits off the left-hander. That's all, but it's a 2-0 lead. Baez Baez, 1 ball, 1 strike delivery. And he misses up high to the Red Sox leadoff hitter, who's 0 for 3.
Baez, usually the closer. Wedge has got him in there. Keep this ball game close and try to make this a competitive ball game.
That one popped up by Damon to left field. Garrett going over into the shadows. They put that one away, 1 down. The Red Sox have not had a man on since the leadoff walk in the 5th inning. The captain. And we've had a pitching duel here at the Jake today. 1 away in the 8th inning. Nomar Garciaparra has gone 0 for 3. He's 3 for 11 in the series.
And I mean, if you're playing against the Red Sox, this is how you manage. You manage, keep the ball game close. See if you can get to that bullpen in the last couple of innings.
That's right. That's what everybody does. And Cleveland has that obligation, both to itself and to the rest of the league. Play this thing like it's their playoffs, and Garciaparra's hit. The second Red Sox batter hit. Walker got hit earlier by Cliff Lee. Now Baez gets Garciaparra.
And let's don't be confused. This is not a pitch that Baez is just trying to throw and hit Garciaparra on purpose. Baez is what I would consider effectively wild. Sometimes his ball is going to run in there like that. That's just part of it. I don't think he knows where it's going sometimes.
Omar Garciaparra has hit for the 10th time this year. Baez has hit 4. Garciaparra goes to first base. 1 down, 8th inning. That'll bring up Todd Walker. Walker hit by a pitch in the 4th and scored a run. The RBIs, Ramirez and Millar for Boston, came in that 4th inning. Ramirez got a double for an RBI, and Millar got his and a ground ball out. Now the Red Sox trying to add to it here in the 8th.
Well, you can see Josh Bard got a little crossed up on that pitch by Baez. Breaking ball, and his glove is looking fastball, and you can see him. He just dove down into the strike zone to try to catch that one.
He has stayed in the game with Martinez coming out to do from the catching position. 1-0 count. Baez pitch hit in the air to left again. Garrett going over near the line, wind blowing it more that way. Fair territory, makes the catch. Garciaparra goes back to first base. Pedro Martinez, another great day in the mound.
Well, his greatest part of his afternoon came there in the 7th inning, getting out of a bases loaded situation and not giving in, just making the pitches that he felt like he needed to make. And getting the right batter there. 115 pitches for Pedro Martinez. It's time to go to the bullpen. He's done his job for today.
Now runner at first. And Ramirez, he has struck out twice, but doubled in between. Baez's pitch is there for a strike. Ramirez, one of the reasons why the Boston Red Sox have set a new single-season Major League record with 619 extra base hits coming into this game. He has made it 620 with a double he got today. And the Sox have a chance to set the all-time record in slugging percentage and break the mark held by the 1927 Yankees.
And when you face a lineup like that, especially being a rookie in Cliff Lee, and you pitch as well as he did today, that tells you something about the future of this ball club. If they can get some pitching performances like that, that's what I'm talking about.
That's what they are hoping for. They are looking, a big story in the Cleveland Plain Dealer today on the front page. Beginning of a series about how they're looking to build this club. And they believe they can be back in the playoff picture in 2 years. Go to first base. Bard Garciaparra gets back. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Kind of amazing how quickly this Indians team disappeared from the playoff picture. The great teams that they had in the 90s. Always either in it or hanging very close to postseason play.
We saw how quickly Oakland built their club on pitching.
That one, Garciaparra was running. He gets to second, doesn't know the ball bounced away. And that's where he will stay. That one off Bard, went all the way over to the fencing there. Garciaparra was running on the pitch.
You can see this is looks like a sinker that Baez just overthrows. And what happens happens when you got a kid out there that's just rearing back and throwing the ball as hard as he can. You get some pitches that go places that we've never seen him go before.
That's right. It's a stolen base because he was running, credited with his 18th. 2 ball, 2 strike count. That's a very important run out there for Boston. Ramirez takes it outside, and the count goes to 3-2. You've got Ramirez, and then you've got Millar. 2 of the top 3 hitters, average-wise, in the league, right in the middle of this lineup for Boston. And the RBI producer, and Kevin Millar. 3-2 delivery, and he swings through it. Reyes gets the strikeout. Red Sox leave a runner on. It's still 2-0.
Hey, sir, here's your Avis Care package with local information, traffic rules, and a map.
What would it be like if Avis didn't try harder?
Did Brad ask about me? Well,
Do you have a map?
I gave you a map. Uh-huh.
No, you didn't. I never. I never got it.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Can I have another map?
No.
Okay. If we didn't try harder, we wouldn't be Avis.
Thanks.
Now rent 3 times and get a free weekend on us. Go to avis.com to find out more.
Sometimes you need a little help staying in the game. Ask your doctor about new Levitra. But once you get in the zone, it's good. Ask your doctor if the new choice is right for you. Ask about new Levitra.
Romeo.
Juliet.
I love you.
Ditto.
Die!
Marry him.
Never.
No! You!
Better now. No!
Kiss.
Inside every can of Minwax is the secret to enhancing wood's natural beauty. Minwax rich wood stains and long-lasting protective finishes make it easy to turn any house into a beautiful home. Minwax makes and keeps wood beautiful.
You want your car to last forever, right? How do you feel about friction tightwad? Newsflash, pal. Over time, seals can bust.
Hey, hey!
Rings can blow. Don't forget metal to metal contact. This is Quaker State higher mileage engine, proven to reduce friction and condition seals. And it helps restore power in engines with over 75,000 miles.
You gonna pay for that?
Nope. Quaker State higher mileage engine, the power to reduce friction. Don't make me send you the lab results.
There's your score. Red Sox lead at 2-0 going to the bottom of the 8th. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. I want to remind you, Major League Baseball is giving away World Series tickets for life. Other great prizes in the Ultimate World Series past promotion. It's presented by Radio Shack. Winning hologram numbers are going to be announced games 1 through 4. And the grand prize of World Series tickets for life will be announced in Game 4 of the 2003 World Series. Don't miss it. Coming up in October. Jeff Brantley, I'm Gary Thorne, so here we go.
Well, this should be the way that it works out for the Red Sox. You get Pedro to let himself get out of his own mess. You bring in Timlin for the 8th inning. No pressure in this situation. Just pitch, throw strikes. Bring in Young Kim in the 9th. Got a perfect game.
Oh, how simple it sounds. Coco Crisp takes it for a strike.
You love it, don't you?
I do love it. Timlin came in the ball game, same situation on Friday. Was in and did a good job out of the bullpen in relief with a 2-0 lead. Boston had. They won that ball game 2-0. Timlin got the outs on Friday. 0-1 delivery, a chopper, foul. Now here's how bad it is if you're a Red Sox fan. The Red Sox lost a game yesterday they should have won, just blew it. 13-4. They had a big 4-run lead in the game. And if you looked at this rivalry between the Indians and the Red Sox, that game was number 1,918. If you're a Red Sox fan, that number will ring as the last time Boston won a World Series. The last time they got there after the Bambino curse came the next year. 1918. And yesterday was the 1,918th meeting. He does not want to hear about that. Pedro Martinez all year has said that Bambino stuff is foolish. I don't like it. I don't want to hear it. I don't believe it.
So you're telling me you believe in voodoo?
The bullpen. See, that's why Martinez is not going to be a 20-game winner. Along with the injuries, he missed 5. The bullpen in Martinez's starts a 5-1-3, 5 blown saves. Foul back. It drives Red Sox players crazy over the years to have to read and listen to that every single year. And the trouble, of course, is every single year they live up to it. They blow leads, they blow games, they find a way. If you don't think it's real around Boston, think again. It's real. 1-2 delivery. The chopper to first. Timlin getting over to cover. Good play. It's there in time. Chris retired. Let's check in with Scott and Rob.
Okay, guys, we're in Pittsburgh. The Cubs and the Pirates. This one very one-sided, courtesy of this man, Aramis Ramirez. 3 at-bats, 2 home runs, and an RBI single.
In 96 games with the Pirates, he has 12 home runs, and 57 with the Cubs, Scott, 14.
And he's over 100 RBI for the season. Let's send you back to Gary and Jeff.
Do you think Ramirez wanted a little payback against the Pirates?
So you didn't think I was good enough, huh? There you see the Astro lead over the Cubs as a game and a half. Cardinals have fallen 5 behind with only 1 week left to play in the regular season. And as Jeff mentioned earlier, the Astros have a very tough schedule in that final week. Blake's up. Timlin on the mound. 1 down, 8th inning. Red Sox with the 2-0 lead in the game. That's going to be up high for a ball.
And when you start talking about the wild card, let's remember that the Florida Marlins finished with 3 against the Mets at home. Could get interesting.
Could get interesting. We may be there next Sunday. 1-0 delivery. Depending on what games still matter, what races are going on, we will have coverage of as many as necessary next Sunday. Put them all on. It may be that way if it keeps going like this. A 2-0 count. Casey Blake struck out twice and flied out. Timlin's fastball misses outside, and it's 3-0.
That last Sunday may be the one day that you don't have to have that picture-in-a-picture TV, because we're going to show them all to you anyway.
Show them all to you at the same time.
Exactly. Cut here, cut there.
That's what we'll be doing if it happens that way. 3-0 delivery is taken for a strike. Timlin on the inside corner.
That'd be like getting to see all of the college bowl games in one 3-hour session.
One 3-hour session. You play this long, long baseball season. Then you're a team like the Red Sox or the Astros or the Cubs. And there you are with the final week. It's still up for grabs. Garcia Barra. Boy, he can do that with the best of them. There are 2 down. Let's check in again with Scott and Rob.
All right, we're back to the National League Central race. It is the Astros and the Cards. Sterling Hitchcock, anything but. Lance Berkman, 2-run shot, and Houston with a 3-0 lead.
You would think that he knew that changeup was coming, Scott, the way he just sat back and waited on it.
Yeah, maybe he did know. Maybe the catcher told him. We've all seen him. Back to you guys at the Jake.
Maybe they got a camera or a TV in a bullpen.
Oh, here we go.
2 down.
Okay, Luke.
Here's Garrett. He has doubled in the ball game. For those of you who may have missed it, the Red Sox have had to take, while they've been on the road, have had to take a TV that they were using in the bullpen for the bullpen players to watch TV. Because it's alleged they were using the TV to send signs to the hitters on what was going to be thrown, because they were stealing signs using the TV.
And Lou Piniella is the one that found it, am I right?
And Lou Piniella raised the issue. A strike taken on the outside corner, but it was Seattle that phoned in the complaint. Seattle made the call to Major League Baseball's front office to complain about the TV in the Red Sox bullpen after Piniella talked about it.
No more watching cheers during the game.
That's what the guys said.
Oh.
1-1 delivery. And misses inside. 2 down, nobody on. Anything to try and stir the pot, to rankle the opposition. Seattle's in the battle for the wild card spot with Boston.
Just when you thought you had all of your primetime shows down.
Lined up, right?
Lined up.
Yep.
Take the TV away.
Take the TV away.
No more remote control.
Bad boys. Emery and Jones warming up in the bullpen. Not effective this year. Timlin's pitch. Timlin, does he look like he's uncomfortable on the mound to you? I mean, his follow-through, he's almost falling at times. I mean, I know he's not the smoothest right-hander on the mound, but he's really been all over the place, and the pitchers have been way up sometimes. That one he misses with him. Watch it.
Well, what Timlin tries to do is he's trying to get the ball to sink every single time. When your ball's not sinking, you try to do some different things to try to get the ball synced. But the number one thing to get the ball to sink is extension, keeping your front hip and your front shoulder closed and allowing your hand to pronate to make the ball go down. A lot of pitchers, when they start to struggle, you start to try to let your body make your hand move instead of allowing your hand to get extension and move naturally.
Well, here's Escobar. He represents the potential tying run in this game. 2 down in the 8th inning. Runner on at first base on the walk by Timlin. Escobar takes it up high for a ball, and that's where Timlin's throwing a lot right now, is up high. Escobar's gone 0 for 3, has struck out twice.
Anytime that a sinker balls pitcher is up in the strike zone, as we see Timlin's today, what that tells me is he's not staying back long enough, giving himself time to get his hand up into the throwing position to be able to get on top of the baseball and get the ball down.
You don't want to miss up high to Escobar in the strike zone. 2 away here. Again, up high, 2-0, and that's Dave Wallace has seen a little too much of that. The pitching coach on his way out.
How many people in Boston are screaming at the TV now?
I was just going to say, that moan you hear, that's from the East Coast. That moan that's now moving into the country. Moving faster than Hurricane Isabel. It's the problem. I mean, I don't believe if Jeff, you were a pitcher Major League level, I don't believe the stuff affects players. But, I mean, what's going on right now, and do you as a player feel what every Red Sox fan feels? They're going, oh, geez, here we go again.
Well, I think that when you look at the bullpen and you see the failures that they've had time and time again this year, I think it does affect the players. And I think it affects them when they step out onto the mound. I think it affects them when they're warming up. And the reason I do is because you see it in their performance. It's almost like if everything is going real well and the game is cruising right along, they pitch well. But when we get in a tight situation with the bullpen, it's one mistake. You start to hear those moans and groans, and all of a sudden that one mistake turns into a 12-run inning, and you get blown out by the Cleveland Indians.
7 in the 7th last night. Foul tipped into the mitt. Escobar went after that one at a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Alex Escobar, the cleanup hitter in the Indians' order. Timlin trying to get it done right here, and Escobar trying to get it tied up on one swing of the bat. He has 5 home runs on the season in the 27 games that he has appeared in. Garrett at first base. 2-1 delivery. That one hit in the air to right field. Nixon moves over and puts it away. So Timlin works out of any problem there. No runs, no hits. A base runner left on. We go to the 9th inning.
The division series begins September 30th on ESPN.
I love how he looks in his uniform, but his old dandruff shampoo wasn't up to black. So I bought him some Selsun Blue 2-in-1, shampoo and conditioner in one. It's doctor recommended for healthier hair and scalp.
Never wear black without the blue. Selsun Blue.
Welcome back to NFL football on parade.
Boomer, we've seen a lot of great moments in this parade, but how about that entrance by Barry Sanders?
Amazing. Let's take another look. Barry Sanders around the corner. Check out the move he puts on that puppy. Then a patented 360. He cuts back inside the last dog, uses that great explosive speed. He's gone.
Another great highlight of Barry Sanders.
NFL Prime Time, presented by Miller Lite, Sundays at 7:30 on ESPN.
A strong man, a hunter, a soldier, a weekend warrior, fighting nature. Let him cry at all. And fighting each other.
I wrote this about Chuck.
The Wild Rules, Monday nights at 9 on ESPN. Presented by Citgo.
Baum Sporting Goods is the largest baseball and softball specialty store in the western U.S. Get fitted for the right bat, glove, shoes, and uniform. And then get the feel of your new bat in Baum's indoor hitting area. Bombs carries all the names you know, including a full line of Under Armour performance apparel. Did you know Bombs is the #1 Little League supplier in Arizona? Team, package, and coach discounts help you outfit your team in style. And Bombs has the equipment and apparel you need already in stock. Bombs Sporting Goods in Phoenix and Tempe. For baseball and softball, it's the only place to go.
Wow, I can't believe how much we can get done now.
What was it like before Cox high-speed internet?
Signals lost connection. Open dial-up. Oh, this is better.
Get more out of the internet with Cox high-speed internet. 7 out of 10 high-speed households use Cox, not DSL. Call now and get free activation. 623-594-1167.
Some of the Bo Sox faithful on hand here today, and the Red Sox leading it. A reminder, we've got more great baseball coming your way. ESPN2, 4 o'clock. It'll be the Mariners taking on the A's. The A's leading by 3 games in the West. Then tonight at 7:30, A-Rod leads the majors in homers, Rangers and Angels. All coming up. The hunt for October continues here on ESPN2. Pitch is taken up high. David Risky is out of the bullpen for Cleveland. You see the A's with the lead in the West. The wild card, the Red Sox, a game and a half over the Mariners with 1 week to go. That one punched into right field. That's going to be a base hit. Kevin Millar's got his second hit of the day. He's 2 for 4 and an RBI. Runner on here in the 9th inning. Just as Jeff talked about, there's the man they want to be their closer, Young Kim.
Now, is that Young Kim or Young Risky? Oh, Risky's pitching for the
Risky's
Angels.
pitching here. Yes.
Right.
It's a small R when you refer to the Red Sox bullpen and Risky. Capital R for David, who's on the mound.
Got a little confused there.
That's okay. It's understandable. That one is foul back. Bill Miller's 0 for 2 and a walk.
How much better with the Boston faithful feel with a couple of insurance runs right here? Or will they feel good at all?
Oh, 900 harder tax better. Miller now hitting .330. His league lead in the average department, being challenged by Ramirez, who went 1 for 4 so far today, and by Derek Jeter of the Yankees, who's between the 2 of them in the race. Taken outside for a ball. 1-1.
You look at David Risky, anybody in the American League that's got an ERA down in the 2s, doing a pretty good job. And the only way that you can have pitches like that is having 20 walks. That's what he's got. That tells me he's got command of the strike zone. If you have command of the strike zone at the end of the ball game, you're only pitching 1 inning.
And only 50 hits in 77 innings. That's a great ratio. Risky working here with a runner on at first base. Bill Miller's got a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Red Sox trying to add him on here in the 9th inning. And that pitch misses up high, and it goes to 3-1. A little tough right now for Risky, and the Red Sox would love to get a couple on, nobody out. Got Veritek, Nixon due up in the order. 3-1 delivery. Foul back.
You definitely don't want to pitch behind in the count to this Boston lineup. It doesn't matter if you start with Johnny Damon or you finish with Gabe Kapler. You pitch behind to them. Call 911.
Deep trouble. Boston looking for their 91st win of the season. 3-2 delivery, runner goes. Red Sox been around for 103 years now, and this is the 22nd time in their history that they have had 90 or more wins in a season. Little's Red Sox, though, still trying to find a way to get the calendar moved into October and still put the uniform on to play in the postseason.
1918, you say?
1918. That's the magic number.
Long time.
Long time. Everybody, kind of the historical baseball fan, talking about the chance of the Cubs and the Red Sox to play in the World Series. Runner goes. Strike 3. Strike him out, throw him out, double play if they can get him on a tag. And they do.
Miller can't believe it. Looking back at Dretman. Wow. So much for those insurance runs.
2 down in a hurry.
That pitch looked up in the strike zone. Difficult to tell from that spot, but Millar is dead meat. You're running on the play because normally you know that Miller is going to make contact.
So Bill Miller goes down. Now there are 2 away. That takes care of that leadoff single. Here's Varitek, 1 for 3 with a base hit. Varitek slices one foul the other way.
Here's a little better shot for you on this pitch. Look at this ball. This ball is up and away out of the strike zone. Bill Miller is saying that's ball 4. You get rung up. And like I said earlier, Millar is not running other than the fact that he knows that Miller's going to make contact.
So they do not get it there. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Varitek.
Now, is this where all the Boston faithful say, oh, we never get a break?
That's right. See, you're starting to
catch on.
See, Phil, you learn after a while. It's always something for Red Sox fans. 2-ball, 1-strike count. 2-0 lead. Boston 3 outs away from putting up a W, and that pitch is taken in the inside corner for strike 2 and 2 to Jason Varitek. Varitek's had 3 hits and 11 at-bats here in this series against the Indians. Red Sox will be moving on from here. Baltimore, 4-game set. Risky gets the job done. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Red Sox up 2-0.
In 1969, the legend of Gatorade embarked on an historic journey from the swamp of Gainesville to the battle-hardened turf of the NFL. The baby back ribs weren't the only thing getting basted in the heat of Kansas City.
E.J. Hollop, the toughest guy on the team, kept running out of gas.
It was hotter than a Texas tamale.
Salvation came in the ring of the phone.
Ray Graves called me. He was a good friend.
Ray Graves of the Florida Gators said his players are drinking this stuff called Gatorade.
That Gatorade really did the job. It was like liquid gold.
Come on, Lenny. Against the heavily favored Vikings in Super Bowl IV, the Chiefs emerged victorious. And the rest is history.
There's no better way to rehydrate athletes.
And today, Gatorade is on every sideline, every down, every game. From boys to men, from one generation to the next, the games never end. And the legend continues.
Everybody's trying to knock us off. It's us versus them. We must protect. Will you protect this house? We must protect this house.
Who's the most convenient bank in America? U.S. Bank. The one with full-service branches in more states, more ATMs in more convenient places, and more 24-hour banking options, both over the phone and online at usbank.com. Best of all, everything we do is backed by our one-of-a-kind 5-star service guarantee. The most convenient bank in America? That's easy. That's us. U.S. Bank.
Sox and Royals trying desperately to hang with Minnesota in the AL Central. Rondell White swats a 2-run shot, and that was the end for John Garland today.
Well, sending them to the shower early saves some hot water for the rest of the team, John.
Problem for both these teams is that the Twins just keep on winning. Doesn't hurt that the Tigers are in town. 4-1 now. Corey Koski, an RBI single. Let's send you back.
Boy, have the Twins ever kept on winning. They're getting the job done now. 9 in a row if they win today. Young Kim gets the strike. He's going for the save. Roset is up at the plate. There are the numbers on Byung-Hyun Kim. He has 14 saves and 17 chances. Sard, off-speed delivery, misses down low. He has struck out twice and walked in the game. Bottom of the 9th, the Cleveland Indians being shut out in this ball game, and that hasn't happened much for all that's gone wrong. Whoops.
it by that much.
Yikes. 2 rows back on that one.
Young Kim has the ability to make you do this right here. Looking for the sinker, and you get a breaking ball that comes in on you. Trying to get that bat head to it. You try to speed your hands up a little bit, and in the process, the bat goes flying.
Broussard didn't want that bat back. He never even went over there. The fan was willing to give it back, but he didn't want it. So the fan gets to keep it. He immediately went to the dugout and said, I want another one. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Broussard leading it off here in the 9th against Kim. And fouls that one back.
And this is a place where Kim has gotten himself into trouble. Is facing a big left-handed power hitter and leaving that breaking ball out over the plate that they can get some extension on. Facing the right-handers, the breaking ball starts at your front hip and breaks away from you, and very rarely can you get solid contact. But these left-handers with that breaking ball coming to them is where he struggled.
And strike 3 called. 1 down. So Kim gets the K in the 9th.
Gets this fastball, starts middle in and runs right to the outside corner. The ball's on the plate the whole time. Ball looks like it's coming out of his shoe tuck.
Yes. Chris Magruder is going to be the pinch hitter. Magruder, another left-handed bat. 7 for 11, another one of the call-ups for the Indians. Magruder takes a pitch on the outside corner for a strike.
Well, you want to get as many left-handers as you can up to the plate when Kim comes into the ballgame, especially when you've got a power hitter like Hafner on deck. You get Magruder on, you got a chance to tie this thing up.
The Indians have been shut out just 4 times this year. That's tied for the fewest in the majors with the Atlanta Braves. Pedro Martinez worked 7, gave up nothing on 4 hits, striking out 11. Timlin came on for an inning, walked 1, and now Kim is looking to close it out. A 2-0 lead, each team with 4 hits. 1-1 delivery. That'll end up in the seats, 1 and 2.
See, that breaking ball there from Kim, I think, is fine. You get a commitment, the ball starts on the plate, you get the hitter moving towards the plate, and he ends up hitting it down towards his hands. Where he gets in trouble is starting the ball away. You get a commitment from the left-handed hitter, and by the time he makes contact, the ball's in the middle of the zone, and they pull it out of the ballpark.
Get a new baseball here. Kim, when he was taken out of the closer role this past week by Little, said he wished that his teammates and coaching staff had more confidence in him, but that he would see it through and believed he could earn the role back. So that's what he's trying to do here. 1-2 delivery, foul back.
The one problem I think that young Kim has is because of his sidearm delivery, he has a difficult time locating the ball away from his arm side because the ball runs back over the plate. Therefore, when the left-handers come to the plate, very rarely do you ever see him brush them back. How many times did we see Pedro pitching inside today and then get a left-hander to chase a wild pitch away from him? If you don't pitch inside, you're not going to be successful in this league.
Kim's got a real problem trying to find a pitch to do that with against lefties. 1-2 delivery, got that one in, jammed it, goes to short. And there are 2 down. So Kim getting it done here. 2 away. Last home game for the Cleveland Indians and their fans. Saying so long to the ball club that'll finish up on the road this year. Pretty good crowd on hand. There are about 800,000 fewer fans this season than Cleveland drew last year here at home. After up. Nobody on. Towering fly ball right field. Back near the warning track. Damon there. Red Sox have won it. A 2-0 shutout of the Cleveland Indians. Pedro Martinez goes 14-4 with a victory. Cliff Lee, the loser, he is 3-2. Ramirez and Millar picked up the RBIs. The hunt for October stands like this. The Red Sox now trail the Mariners by just, have the lead rather by 2 games, but the Mariners are going to be playing Oakland. That game will be coming up later at 4 o'clock. This has been a presentation of ESPN.